All right, and we're live. All right, so Falcons versus Vikings, Sunday Night Football. It's been a very interesting week, to say. It's been a very interesting week to say the least for NFL football. So, let's see if we can cap out a crazy Sunday slate of games with this game. Obviously, there was a lot of very close games, one-score games, comeback from behind wins, and then also some blowouts. So, like there have been some that have been pretty cheeks, like the Bills, Jets. But thank you, James Cook, for going off for my fantasy purposes. Um, but yes, I'm wearing a Bryce Young jersey. He played well enough. Obviously, like the first two drives was not good. But I'm still gonna wear it with pride because he still played. He still played well. Still had a lot of good throws. Even though some people want to say it's garbage time, I don't care. But yeah, so huge game for both teams. Obviously, Atlanta's trying to avoid starting off the season 0-2 with a divisional loss. Minnesota Vikings already have a divisional win, hoping to start the season 2-0 to be on track with the Packers for this division lead. Like I said, Packers look amazing right now, so you're kind of hoping that if you're the Vikings, you win tonight. And then I believe the Vikings actually play. Um, see, I'm trying to remember exactly when they play. I think they play like week 6 when they play the Packers. Let's see. Yeah, so they have the Bengals next week, which might be without Joe Burrow. Then they have Steelers, and then I believe they have a bye week after the Steelers game. Double check and make sure. No, it's the Browns. Then it's a bye. So Vikings, who if they beat the Falcons tonight, will be 2-0. Going against the Bengals, probably without Joe Burrow, so possibly be 3-0. Then going into the Steelers game, which will still be a tough game, even though yes, the Steelers did lose. Well, it's the because but it's across the pond because they have back-to-back Europe games. So should be interesting to see how the Vikings do, especially early on in the season before their bye week. But super excited for this game. I am predicting the Vikings to win. I think their defense should cause some problems for Michael Penix Jr., who I think had, like I said, had a decent game last week. Unfortunately, like they lost. Um, who knows if it comes down to a field goal once again. But I think it's going to be a good game. I'm hoping it is. Hopefully, hopefully though, the Vikings don't have as bad as a start uh, as last week because that was. I will say that Monday Night Football game was pretty atrocious. It was pretty bad because it was mainly just the fact that it was started off really slow for the Vikings. You were just like, okay. Also, I was tired too. That didn't help. But so hopefully this game's pretty good. I think Michael Penix Jr. and JJ McCarthy, both of them were seen as being a little more projects coming in the NFL. And so far, I mean, just one game really for JJ McCarthy, so you can't really put that much stock into it. And then especially after what the Bears looked like against the Lions, that was utter garbage. Um, and then the Falcons go against Buccaneers, like I said, divisional game. Yep, Manuel. It's prime time for the Falcons. So huge game for you. Do I have hope? Not a lot. Do I have excitement? Absolutely, exactly. You should have excitement because, like, honestly, look, I said that in my predictions for the 2025 season was that the NFC South would struggle early, and then like later on in the season is when we actually start to see some of our true colors. So if the Falcons do end up losing this game, they'll be 0-2. But then next week they have the Panthers, and that'll be a huge game because if both of us go into that game 0-2, and if somehow the Falcons lose the Panthers and you're 0-3 and 0-2 in the divisional, then it'll look really bad. So Falcons, you gotta win this one. It's not like a end of the season kind of thing, but it'll put so much more pressure on next week when you go to the Panthers. So hoping you can win this one. But I'm predicting the Vikings to win. I don't want Bijan Robinson to go off because right now I'm going to get some fantasy, and right now I'm tied with my my opponent. Well, no, I'm not talking about my opponent. I have a good lead on him, but if Bijan has a really good game, then I might lose this week because he had Amon-Ra St. Brown. Which let me just talk about the NFL games while we're waiting. Um, tell me why. Just tell me why the Lions decided to keep Amon-Ra St. Brown and the starters in while they were up by 3 scores. No, like I understand that you want to get the 50 burger, especially against your former coach, but it made me mad because one, they really shouldn't have gotten the touchdown on Amon-Ra St. Brown before the first half, but it is what it is. And then you throw him a third touchdown while you're already up. I still don't get it. I still don't get it. Tom Grossi picked us to win. I actually get to watch the game and not listen to play-by-play. I got my Jalen Walker jersey on, ready for this. Hey, hopefully Jalen Walker has a great game. Him and James Pierce, hopefully your rookies kind of showed out. The Panthers rookie kind of showed out this game, so I'll talk about the Panthers in a little bit. But we're about to have kickoff. Look at Jared Allen coming out. 2025 Pro Football Hall of Fame. Vikings, Chiefs legend. And then 1 year on the Carolina Panthers. Love him. But yeah, it was definitely a crazy week. I really was hoping that the Steelers would win, and that did not happen. So I automatically am out of my survivor pool. So that's great. The Giants Cowboys game was so wild because not only was there a lot of mistakes on both sides, but like the Giants had every opportunity to win, and Russell Wilson started off the game so good, and then you just throw like a jump ball, and you don't really have to. Like I still understand that. So yeah, and then the Dolphins come back and they actually play decently, and they lose to the Patriots. So that's another thing too. Just a lot of stuff happened this week. Really this Sunday for NFL. So been a crazy slate of games. Hopefully it continues with this one, and it's going to be a boot, and that's going to be into the end zone for a touchback. So first down 10 for the Atlanta Falcons, and on comes Michael Penix. Like I said, please don't let Bijan Robinson have an amazing game. That's all I ask. Elijah Wilkinson. I don't know who Elijah. That's the they drafted like in 2024, I think. Anyways, first down 10 for the 35-yard line. Michael Penix Jr. going to be in pistol, which that's something that people would talk about too. Is like they were on pistol way more than everybody else. But I mean, it is what it is. It's formation. So going to be a handoff to Bijan Robinson off to the left side, who's going to bypass a tackle, get up to the 10-15. Oh my gosh, down to about the 39-yard line. It almost was maybe a 1 or 2 yard gain, and then he just sidestepped Ivan Pace Jr. and just broke away. Please do not let Bijan Robinson have an amazing game. I mean, like I said, I might lose the fantasy this week, but it'll be fine. But just goodness gracious. The game on my end is delayed about 30 seconds, so my messages will seem like they were sent late. Oh, that's no problem. No problem at all. All right, from the 40-yard line, Michael Penix Jr., pistol formation. Looks like they're going to breach the pressure. And they do. And it's going to be a handoff off to the right side. He's going to get up to the 35, 30, 25, down to the 23-yard line. 2 straight run plays by Bijan Robinson for first downs. And Minnesota, you got to get something going. I mean, I don't know if you got to get pressure or what, but right now, Bijan Robinson already has 42 rushing yards. Okay. All right. That's fine. That's fine. That's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. All right. So, as I right now, they're talking about Wilkinson right there, who's making the start at right tackle. So, from the 23-yard line, first down 10, Michael Penix. I'm not going to say a formation. You are know some pistol. Going to send Darnell Mooney into motion. Going to be a handoff to the right side once again. And Bijan makes a man miss and gets about to the 18-yard line. So, nice gain there about, what's that, 5? Yeah, about 5 yards. Second down 5. Yeah, Bijan is, Like I said, he's an amazing running back, so it'll be hard for you to kind of contain him, but still. 13-11 left to go in the first quarter. Still second down and 5 from the 18-yard line. I'm going to send Warner into motion over to the left. That's the tight end. Going to be another handoff. That's going to be Bijan Robinson, who slips and falls. And they might give him a yard, but more likely to be third down and 4, third down and 5. With 12:50 left to go in the first. So a little bit of a slip there by Bijan. Obviously, I do think that not having Blake Cashman is going to be huge for the Vikings defense, but Wilson's filling in for him, so hopefully it won't be too bad. So they did give him a yard, so it is going to be third down and 4 for the Atlanta Falcons. 12:23 left to go in the first. Play clock's at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and they had to call a timeout. Wow. I don't know, like, if they got the play call in really, really late or what it was, but, like, they didn't even break the huddle until, like, 9 seconds left on the play clock, so they had to try to hurry up and get set. And obviously, it's very, very loud in the Viking Stadium, but that's – I just don't understand how you hell let that happen. All right, so third down and 4. See if Atlanta gets it. $12:16 left to go in the first. Going to be in shotgun formation with Bijan to his right. Checking into the line. Still 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my gosh, barely got it off. I think they call. Did they call a delayed game penalty? You came. Oh no, they called a false start. Still, you came out of a timeout, and then you barely got the snap off, and they called a false start. Yeah, just don't. So instead of being third and 4, it's going to be third and 9. Still 12:16 left to go in the first quarter. Still 0-0. I don't understand why you're doing that. All right, so shotgun formation with Bijan to his left. Yeah, Zach Robinson, I don't know if he calling the play late or what it was, but from the 23-yard line, Michael Penix drops back. Ooh, low snap. Drops back to pass. Is going to stay in the pocket. Throws and be caught, and that's going to be Kyle Pitts, and he's going to be just short. It's going to be fourth down and 2. Great job by, I think it's Matias with the tackle there. And so it'll be 12 minutes left to go in the first quarter, fourth down and 2. Now, do you go for it? I would. I mean, it's fourth and 2. I mean, I could trust Bijan to get 2 yards. Plus, you don't have a kicking. So 20 seconds already in the play clock. They're just not getting the play call in. Again, like this is late. 10 seconds left to go on the play clock. Still have not broken the huddle. What in the world is going on? 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Don't even get the snap off. Oh my gosh! You gotta get the play in. Alex, I'm not even a Falcons fan, but you gotta get the play in. It's a late game, so they're gonna have to kick a field goal. What like is it just because it's so loud, or is it like because like you should be getting the play call in at least bare minimum like the 27 seconds, so you can actually call the play. But it was like down to the 20. He hadn't got a play in. It was down to like the 16s when he finally got the play in, and then they only broke the huddle at like 6 seconds left. So now for their new kicker, 38-yard field goal. See if Romo can make it. Kick is up, and kick is, oh my gosh, did he? Oh, he made it. Barely. I thought he missed it. So 3-0, 11-12 left to go in the first quarter, but that was close. So I'm hoping. Here's what my hoping is. I'm hoping that it's literally just like something wrong with like an actual call, like they're not able to get it in, but You can't have that. You can't have like you call timeout and then you have a false start because you're basically trying to rush to get the playoff. I just it makes no sense. It makes no sense. But so yeah, so going over to other games, so obviously, like I said, I kind of talked about the Giants Cowboys, but just like go over that again. Russell Wilson had an amazing game until he didn't, and that was that late interception in overtime where basically just chunked it up to I think it was to Neighbors, but no, Neighbors wasn't even close, so it ended up being picked up by Wilson and then gave the Cowboys life again to be able to kick a game-winning field goal because it's Brandon Aubrey, who got them into overtime because of the fact that the Dallas Cowboys defense let up a huge play in Malik Neighbors, where basically they had no time left, and then for some odd reason, with knowing that the Cowboys had multiple timeouts, the Giants decide, you know what, we're going to go prevent defense, which prevents you from winning. When you know you're only up by a field goal, I still understand it when you know you're only up by a field goal, and you have someone like Brandon Aubrey who can easily get the points, because he, like I said, he's done it multiple times before, and you decide to do prevent defense, and then Dak Prescott's able to run to pick up a whole bunch of yards. They run the ball to maybe even make sure, like, okay, we'll get even closer to middle of the field. Like, I just don't understand that play call, the defensive play call by the Giants there. And then, like, I get it. Like, Russell Wilson's hoping that he can, just chunk it up down there, and Malik Neighbors going to get it. But it was like second down when he threw it, so he didn't have to take a chunk play, and he kind of screwed over his team because, like I said, regardless, a tie would have been better than giving it back to them as soon as you did, because you basically gave it back to the Dallas Cowboys with good field position because of the pick. Like, I don't understand it, and the Cowboys, the Giants are going to have to answer for it, because at the end of the day, now you are 0-2 in the division. You're 0-2, but you're also 0-2 in the division, which is even worse. So, like, it's I don't want to say that the season's over because it's only the first 2 weeks, but it's not looking good, and so. Returning from about the 27-yard line, so that's where the Vikings are going to start. So JJ McCarthy getting off for the first time. Apparently the Vikings' home crowd is not being smart because they're being loud, which that I still understand that for some people who are at a home crowd who wants to make noise when the offense is on. No, you don't make noise when the offense is on. You make noise like while play is being done, like when someone's doing something good. But so shotgun formation with Aaron Jones to his right. JJ McCarthy drops back to pass, quick throws. That's going to be caught, and I think they're going to give it to him. Yeah, about 3-yard gain. That's going to be, is that Naylor? No, it's not. Who's number one? Number one is, unless Naylor changed it. Oh, Naylor is number one. He used to not be number one. He used to be like 80 something. So that's why I'm thinking of Naylor. But it's going to be about a 3-yard gain, so second down 7. Well, second down 8 is what I'm going to say. JJ McCarthy under center. Aaron Jones in the backfield at the 29-yard line. Going to send Hawkinson into motion over to the right. Move Justin Jefferson over to the left. Going to pitch, and it looks like Aaron Jones is going to get basically back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. Great job there by Devon Diablo with tackle, and it's going to be third down and 8. 10:20 left to go in the first. Still 3-0, but great job by Devon Diablo. Also, Bowman a little bit for keeping it inside. So third down and 8, huge third down play. JJ McCarthy in shotgun formation with Aaron Jones to his right. Going to send Naylor in motion over to the left. Drops back to pass and is getting some pressure. Rolls out. Is going to try to go for it, and he is going to be short. Ooh, he might have gotten it. Let's see where they mark him. They mark him just short. That's going to be Jesse Bates with the tackle. And it's going to be 4th and inches. So Vikings are probably going to punt this ball away. Let's see here. It's close. They're going for it. 4th and 1 to their own 36-yard line. JJ McCarthy under center. And they are, oh my gosh, he fumbled the snap. Oh my lord. And it's going to be a hold. They, on your own 36-yard line, at the very beginning of the game, you decide to go for it, and you don't even make an inch. I literally think that he fumbled the snap. That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. It's the beginning of the game. 9:18 left to go in the first quarter, and the Atlanta Falcons are going to take over. Why? Yeah, he fumbled the snap. That's what it is. He fumbled it. Why? Why do you do that? Why? How we feel about I don't know who Nestor Cortez is. Who is Nestor Cortez? Talking about the pitcher? I see. I don't do baseball. I don't know that much about baseball, so I couldn't help you out with that. From the 36-yard line, going to be a handoff to Bijan Robinson off to the right side. He's bouncing outside and is going to run through Byron Murphy. Gets the tackle anyway, so about 5-yard gain. 2nd down and 5. Yeah, I don't know that much about Nestor Cortez. I saw that he had an injury. That's what it said, but I have no idea about Nestor Cortez. So they're going to say 6 yards, so 2nd down and 4. I just talking about Bijan Robinson. Like I said, Bijan, it would be a very surprise if, the Falcons don't pay him in about, what's this, his 3rd year? Is this year 3 for Bijan? Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if they pay him either this offseason or next offseason. So it's going to be a throwback to Bijan, who barely picks it up. Gets the first down to the 20-yard line. It's all Bijan right there. Dallas Turner is saying that the ball hit the ground, so I'm about to double check and see on that one. But it's going to be a first down regardless. Let's see. Did it hit the ground? They're not showing a close-up. Let's see. Oh, yeah, they hit the ground. That's an incomplete pass. Brock Bowers. So I'm thinking because of the fact that Brock Bowers is absolutely dominant, I think that my only thing is Deion Henley's a very good coverage linebacker. So I'm thinking with how Jesse Minter's going to do it is basically I don't think he's going to run a lot of man. I just know that he's going to have Deion Henley on the side that Brock Bowers is on because he is really good at coverage. So I think Brock Bowers still do well. As far as might get some reception. They might try to force feed him some stuff. But if I know anything about Jesse Minter, I know he's going to try to shut down Brock Bowers and force somebody else to do a lot of damage for the Raiders. So I would be surprised if he goes off. But if anything, he's going to have he will have at his ceiling is just a decent game, but his floor is being absolutely shut down. So they're claiming it's 3rd down because it should be 3rd down. Yeah, 3rd down for the Atlanta Falcons. It was an incomplete pass, so like I said, Dallas Turner was right. So it's 3rd down and about 3 for Atlanta Falcons. 8:44 left to go in the first. But yeah, I like Brock Bowers. I hate to play against him when he was at Georgia. Well, I say playing against him. I'm an Auburn fan, so when we had to play against him, and I knew he was going to be a stud in the NFL, and he has been. But I just know how Jesse Minter usually tries to play, and the fact that you have Deion Henley, it's going to be tough for Brock Bowers. So from the 30-yard line, 3rd down 3, shotgun formation with Bijan to his left, trips to the left. Going to move Darnell Mooney into coverage, and into motion, and gets down to the 15-yard line. That's Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts so far with 2 catches, and very important catches because both of them got first downs. First down to him at the 15-yard line, 8:20 left to go in the first. But yeah, Brock, like I said, Brock Bowers, I would be very surprised if he doesn't continue to have a really good career because so far his rookie season is really good. He had a decent game last week, I believe. I just know this Charge defense is really, really good. So, 8 minutes left to go in the first. First down 10 for the 15-yard line. Michael Penix is going to be in shotgun formation. I'm going to bring Jake London inside. Going to drop back to pass. He's got time, throws, and another throw to Bijan Robinson up to the 10-yard line. Actually, they're going to say it's a 4-yard gain to 11-yard line. So they are just giving it to Bijan right now. So if this continues, my fantasy week's probably going to be done for because my opponent has Bijan. So hopefully he just doesn't get any touchdowns, which is very unlikely, but who knows. So they are going to actually mark it at the 10-yard line. So it is second down and 5. 7:15 left to go in the first. Michael Penix is going to be in shotgun formation. Brings Drake London in motion over to the right. Drops back a pass. Is getting some pressure. Throws for the... Oh, it's going to be dropped. Try to get a Bijan, and unfortunately he drops this. It's going to be third down and 5. Don't know why the clock just could take down the second. Should be 6:59 or 7 o'clock. But in the first quarter, still 3-0. But after the very questionable go for it on fourth down, Atlanta Falcons have a shot at making it a 2-possession game. But right now it's third down and 5. All right, so shotgun formation once again with Bijan to his right, trips to the left. Got Drake London in the slot. Michael Penix drops back to pass and steps in the pocket, rolls out to his left, and is going to throw on the run, and it'll be incomplete. Try to get to Darnell Mooney in the end zone. However, that is going to bring on fourth down and 5, and another field goal attempt for the Atlanta Falcons. 6:51 left to go in the first. So see if Roma can once again hit a chip shot field goal because, I mean, he barely got that one. See, it went right above the uprights. So let's see if Roma can do it again with that awful goatee. I mean, it's pretty bad. So 29-yard field goal. Kick is up, and kick is good. So this one is right down the middle, thankfully. So it is 6-0, 6:48 left to go in the first. And Minnesota will get the ball back. But yeah, I just don't understand, talking about the Brock Bowers versus the Chargers. Not against the Chargers. Sorry. No, they was going against the Chargers. What I'm talking about. I get that it's a West Coast game, but starting at 10 o'clock Eastern time that's going to be a no for me, dog. Like maybe I might watch the first half and I might comment on it, but I'm not staying up that late to watch that game, unfortunately. Because like I said, I'm going to be streaming the Buccaneers Texas game tomorrow because it's at 7 o'clock my time. That's pretty reasonable. But the 10 o'clock, I'm like, I already know I'm going to be tired. But, so it's 6-0. Let me talk about some of the other games. Or talk about the Giants, Cowboys, Seahawks, Steelers. In my survivor pool, I picked the Steelers because I felt confident. And then I got absolutely embarrassed because, one, Caleb Johnson, for some odd reason, I don't know why you don't. If you're a kick returner, you would think you would know the rules. If it is still in play, don't just forget about the ball. Go after it because it literally hit the ground, so it means it's still in play. You give a touchdown that way. And then the Calvin Austin situation where basically, Aaron Rodgers throws a pretty decent pass, trying to fit it in a little bit of a window. And then you pop it up, and then it gets picked off. So, yeah, it's a lot of things went wrong for the Steelers this game, but also credit to the Seahawks. I mean, especially their defense and their running game was absolutely just torching through the Steelers' vaunted defense, who has been really, really bad so far this season. And Seahawks go to 1-1. And then the Rams versus Titans game, like I said, Titans kept it close initially, and then the Rams kind of pull away. I do think that the Titans will continue to be a very feisty team. I think I predicted them to win 5 games this year. Like I said, I think they're going to have some upsets. They have some easier games on down the road. But I think they're a very feisty team. And then I think that this upcoming offseason is going to be very important for them to not only surround Cam Ward with more talent, but also kind of keep investing in the defense that so far has done a decent job. Like, obviously, yes, the Rams scored 33 points, but at that point, I mean, they have been on the field for a very long time. So I'm pretty sure the time possession was pretty skewed in the Rams' favor. We double check and make sure on that one. No, it actually wasn't. It was actually 50-50. But anyways, kick is away and is going to be returned at about the 1 yard line to 15, up to the 20, and down to about the 23, 24 yard line. This is where, and there's a flag, so more than likely it's going to be like a hold or something like that. And then I already talked about the Bills-Jets, and that was pretty much like just a complete dominant game by Bills. And James Cook had an amazing game for me, so thank you so much for that. So it is, in fact, going to be penalty holding on the Vikings. So they will be backed up a little bit more. So it'll be first down 10 at the, let's see where they put the ball. I'm trying to see exactly where they put the ball, but they don't show. Looks at about the 15-yard line. It's the 14-yard line. So first down 10, the 14-yard line. JJ McCarthy under center. Got two tight ends to the right. Going to send Naylor in a motion over to the left. Going to be a handoff, and Aaron Jones going to bounce out to the right side from the 15 up to the 20 and gets absolutely airborne down to the 21-yard line. So that's going to be a gain of about 6 yards there. And be second down to 4. 6:30 left to go in the first. I like them not getting cute with it, but red zone play calling have been abysmal. Yeah, it's been odd. It's been odd so far. I mean, you had 2 golden opportunities. Now you're only up by 1 possession, and it's like, if they score a touchdown, the extra point, they're technically in the lead. So actually going to have 7 yards from the 21-yard line. JJ McCarthy under center, going to be a handoff once again to Aaron Jones. Going to try to bounce off to the left side this time. Not as good, but still gets a yard for the little second effort after the wrap-up by Ebiketie. So it's going to be third down and 2 for the Atlanta Falcons. Parker misses one kicker. IDK from where expect from after 57-plus yards. I want him cut tomorrow. I should not be worried about a 29-yard field goal. Koo had really traumatized me. That's pretty fair. That's pretty fair. I mean, you technically haven't cut Koo yet, so you can always bring him back. But flag's already been thrown, but it's going to be sacked, JJ McCarthy, all the way back to about the 14-yard line. But I think I saw a flag. That's going to be, it's going to be James Pierce Jr. with the sack. And I must have just been imagining that, but that was a great sack by James Pierce Jr. I thought I saw a flag, so I thought it was like an offsides penalty. But great job by James Pierce Jr. You're talking about you're talking about Parker Roma. I was thinking Parker. Yeah, Parker Roma. Oh, goodness gracious. Donovan Jackson got worked on that. I mean, it's fair because, like I said, James Pierce Jr. is a fast man, but goodness gracious. So 4th and 11, punt this ball away. So 2 straight 3-and-outs for Minnesota. Kick is away, almost got blocked, and is going to be returned from about the 27-yard line where the fair catch was. So 4:35 left to go in the first quarter. Minnesota so far 2 straight 3-and-outs. The Atlanta Falcons have had 2 straight field goals. And let's see if they can do something on this drive. Let's see here. Oh, Bacon. Yeah, I was wondering what that one was. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, it has been a great week of college football. Obviously, for you enjoy the fact that Tennessee got, what's the best way to put this? Or the most appropriate way to say this. They basically had the game, and then they lost it. That's in just plain terms. James Pierce Jr. looks, like I said, if Atlanta can have a decent year this year, and you're not giving up a top 10 pick, which I don't think you will, I think you'll be fine with the trade to get James Pierce Jr. Especially if it's in that 14 to 16 range. If you're in that 14-16 range where that pick is going to end up being, I think you'll be fine. Y'all don't know what this means to me. It means something special. It'd be even better if it was uh, not Jay Spears Jr., but oh my goodness, Jalen Walker. Goodness gracious. Um, like I said, it's hey, you know what? The Atlanta Falcons are doing pretty good right now. But to be fair, the Vikings also sucked it up at the very beginning of their last game. So maybe it's just who the Vikings are. Smart learned during his time with Saban how to make mid-game adjustments, and he learned to actually start using his timeouts too to kind of like put the ice the kicker. So Smart definitely helped in this case for Georgia because I do think that Georgia is definitely weaker this year, and they definitely need that Tennessee game. But if you're a Bama fan, you're kind of happy that Georgia didn't lose because then that would be a upset Georgia going against y'all, and now they're like a relieved Georgia. So how about them dogs, right? Great game that was. That was a pretty good game. Like I said, I got to watch a little bit of it. I wished I was able to stream it looking back on it, but I'm kind of glad I didn't stream the the LSU Florida game because that was a rough one. But the Texas A&M Notre Dame game was wild too. Like I said, there was a lot of wild games last weekend, and then thankfully my pick for Georgia Tech beating Clemson was right. So first down 10 from the 28-yard line, and pistol formation. Going to be a play action pass, and he's getting a little bit of pressure. He's going to throw. It's going to be a little check down to Tyler Algier, who's good up about the 31-yard line. It's about a 3-yard gain. However, there is a flag, and I don't know what it is though. I literally have no clue who it is. I love me some Jalen Walker, but I love for JPJ to prove me wrong about my pre-draft analysts. Like I said, yes, definitely holding on the defense. The thing is that James Pierce Jr. is a good pass rush specialist, but that's all that he is. Like, he doesn't give you anything in the run game, and the same exact thing is that at Tennessee, he literally was like a part of rotation where he did not play that much. Like his snaps compared to other prospects was significantly lower. So you're wondering if like can he exactly be an like all time, not all time, but like an every down edge rusher. And technically, you still don't know. So that's still to be determined. But like I said, he can give you a little juice in the pass rush at least. Going to be a handoff to Tyler Algier, who's good. A nice push. All the way up to about the 38-yard line. So about a gain of about 4 or 5 yards there. So I'll say about second down 5. Vandy 3-0, I am scared. Yeah, no, Vandy, like I will say this. I thought Vandy would be improved. I think I picked them to be 7-5 this year because they still have a tough schedule. But now, there's a chance for them to be 8-4. I think there's a chance for Vandy to go to a pretty decent bowl game. Especially this being Diego Pavia's last year. Maybe Vandy can go out on a little bit of a limb and then get some good recruits, get some good transfers. Who knows? Second down and 5, going to be a handoff to once again Tyler Algier, who's going to get the first down. Great surge there, about a 6-yard gain. First down for the Atlanta Falcons. 3:15 left to go in the first, and they're about the 44-yard line. They most likely start 5-0 because Vandy has. Let's see, who do they have next? I'll look up at the commercial break. But Vandy's schedule is still relatively hard because they still have to play some competitive teams later on down the line. And who knows how the South Carolina game goes if Lenore Sellers doesn't get hurt. Obviously, I still think they win. I predicted Vanderbilt to win, but still. Michael Penix gets a little bit of pressure, but throws and great catch once again. First down catch by Kyle Pitts, who's had an amazing start to this game. Georgia State and Utah State. Okay, that's fair. And then they play. I'm pretty sure Vandy plays. I'm sorry, I'm talking about Vandy while this game is going on. But yeah, they play Alabama at Alabama after that. That's what I thought. All right, so first down 10 from the 44-yard line. Pistol formation, 2 tight ends to the left. Bijan in there. Going to bring Warner into motion. Now motion back out to the left. And that is going to be a flag for a false start. So 1st and 15 now for the Atlanta Falcons. So Kyle Pitts with a false start. So 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter, still 6-0. But Atlanta is driving, and at least they have had some kind of offense. The Vikings have been absolutely abysmal so far, so hopefully that changes. Like I said, I don't want another start like we had last time because that was pretty depressing. So once again, two tight ends to the left, pistol formation. Going to bring Warren in motion, the motion back out to the left, the same as they play. Going to be a play action pass, and off to the right side, throws on the run, great catch. Oh, it's going to be a fumble, and it's going to be recovered by the Vikings with 25 up to the 30, down to the 32-yard line. Drake London, great grab initially, and then the ball got punched out. Great peanut punch there, and they recovered by the Vikings. So Vikings are going to take over down 6-0, 1:20 left to go in the first, but great job by Wilson there, punched it right out. Drake London tried to stiff arm him. So, unfortunately for the Atlanta Falcons, they can't build on their lead, but hopefully their defense continues to be suffocating. What was I doing? Oh, yeah, that's right. I was going to talk about the other games. I finished off talking about the Bills-Jets game. Unfortunately, I think, Justin Fields got a concussion, so hopefully that's not too serious. Hopefully he's able to come back soon. We good? I don't know what's going on my computer right now. Let me just. There we go. I'm trying to look at all the scores, and it was being weird. Taking forever. There we go. Okay, so Patriots Dolphins. That was crazy with the back-to-back returns. One, I'm very happy that my Parker Washington take was correct. I like Parker Washington when he's coming out of USC. He went to the Miami Dolphins, and I was like, after his rookie year, I was like, I'm kind of surprised he wasn't used more, but it's fine. Not Parker Washington. Sorry, not Parker Washington. Parker Washington was at Jacksonville. Malik Washington from USC. Very, very speedy guy. He was the one who had the punt return for a touchdown for the Dolphins today. He also has pretty good plays on offense as well. I was surprised that he didn't have impact in his rookie year, but he's now having impact today. So that's good. And then immediately after he does that, then the Patriots have a kick return for a touchdown. So, like I said, Dolphins find a way to lose to try to have a good game. And I mean, obviously he had a better game than he did the last time, but you're starting 0-2, and at least the offense looked better. At least the offense looked better than last week, but it's still very, very, very concerning for the Dolphins. Jaguars, Bengals. Obviously, Bengals finding a way to win is huge, especially without Joe Burrow. But Jake Browning, I think, I would say he's a solid enough backup quarterback that you might be able to win some games with, depending on how long Joe Burrow has to be out. So hopefully the Bengals will be able to continue on a little bit of a win streak because it's going to be a very tough AFC division, AFC conference. Throws out to the right side. It's going to be Justin Jefferson for his first catch of the day, and I believe they're going to mark him short. So 2nd down and 1 after that 9-yard gain on that comeback route by Justin Jefferson. 1:15 left to go in the first. Still 6-0, but hopefully the Vikings get their first down. It wasn't supposed to be like this. Drake, you can't be doing stuff like this. Zach Robinson's about to give Drake a clean 0 more targets. Yeah, he's going to blame it all on Drake. All right, so from the 41-yard line, JJ McCarthy under center, 2 tight ends to the left. Going to bring 1 tight end in motion, then motion back out. Then it's going to be a handoff, and that's going to be to Mason, who gets stood up at the line and pushed back. And that is that on? How do you say his name again? Anya. I keep on forgetting his name. It's like Anyamata. It's like David Anyamata, and I think I said that wrong. Very sorry. He's really good run defender. Like I said, I liked him. I wish we could have got him in free agency. Um, but great play by him. 20 seconds to go in the first quarter, so probably the last play of the first quarter. Third down two. JJ McCarthy, shotgun formation. Aaron Jones to his left, split, and going to bring TJ Hawkinson inside. Going to be a handoff to Mason, who's going to get the first down, the Vikings' first down of the game, and that is going to be the end of the first quarter. So we come back, it'll be first down 10 for the Vikings. Browns looked fine until around 10 minutes left in the fourth. Yeah, and then kind of got opened up. Like I said, I like the fact that the Browns defense was kind of keen on Derrick Henry, so you didn't want to let Derrick Henry kind of get a lot of yards. However, there was a lot of interesting play calls by Todd Monken, which I talked about this last week too, of what Todd Monken was deciding to do was questionable. And I'm still very, very concerned about certain things. Obviously, knowing when to run, when not to run. Like, I get it when they're stacking the box to make sure that Derrick Henry can't get anything. But, I mean, Derrick Henry was a non-factor whatsoever in that game. So that was a little bit surprising. But, yeah. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday there, Daniel. Daniel, I forgot. Which team are you a fan of? I don't think I remember which team you're a fan of. But yeah, Browns, like I said, it's probably going to be a bad year, but you're just hoping to see some improvement. You've got 2 first-round picks next year, and a pretty talented, and where you could go for a quarterback, but at the same time you could just try to stack up on talent, and then just have even a better roster. Onyemata's name right? Okay, I did. There we go. At least that's how I say it, so we could both be wrong. Okay. Like I said, David Onyemata is a really good run defender. So I like him for Atlanta's interior, especially because, like I said, you lost Garrett, so you're hoping to get a little more developed from some of your younger guys. Because Onyemata, I think he's 31, 32 years old. He's something like that. I know he's past his 30s. So a good veteran presence in the interior, especially for your young pass rushers. So we're going to be back after that first quarter. So far, it's been pretty much domination from the Atlanta Falcons. Like I said, the Vikings just now got their first down of the game. So hopefully this is going to be a good drive. Because like I said, I don't know if I could handle another 3 quarters with no kind of offense from the Vikings. Because like I said, the Bears should have won last week. They really should have. They were dominating way much more of the game. If their offense had any kind of chemistry after the first 3 or 4 drives, they probably could have won that game. So first down 10 for the 42-yard line. JJ McCarthy under center. Going to send Justin Jefferson in motion over to the right. And is going to be a play action pass. And it's going to be a little screen action to Jordan Mason, who is going to get about 3 yards. That's going to be Billy Bowman with the tackle. And it's going to be second down and 7 from the 45-yard line. I was very mad when we cut Grady Jarrett over him, but now I can kind of see the vision. The run defense would have been barbecue chicken without him. Still sad that we had to see Jarrett leave. Exactly, as I said, he's been a staple for Atlanta Falcons. But like I said, you're also able to see some of your younger talent gets a little more reps, and hopefully they kind of develop. Going to be another play action pass, and JJ McCarthy's run out to his left side. He's going to try to pick up about 2 yards. Then gets out of bounds. James Pierce with the pressure. So third down and about 5, 6, depending on where they spot him. Let's see where they spot him. Third down and show me how much he's got to get. Third down 6. 14 minutes to go in the second quarter. Still 6-0. JJ is going to be a shotgun formation with Jordan Mason to his left. Looks like the Atlanta Falcons are bringing some pressure, and they are. JJ McCarthy throws to his right, and it's going to be an amazing catch by Jalen Naylor. That was not a great throw, but amazing catch by Jalen Naylor for a first down for the Vikings. So, back-to-back first downs. Can we get some kind of offense continue to going? Because, like I said, it's been pretty rough. Devon Diablo with the pressure. Like I said, great job by Jordan Mason on that pass pro. And then it was on Billy Bowman. I think it was on Billy Bowman on coverage. So, first down 10 from about the 40, let's see, was it 41? Yeah, 41-yard line. JJ McCarthy under center. Going to be a handoff to Jordan Mason, who makes a man miss and gets up to about the 35-yard line. So, about a 6-yard gain there. Second down and 4. All right, so second down and 4 from the 35-yard line. JJ McCarthy under center. And that is going to be a false start by the right side of that offensive line. So it's going to be second down and 9 instead from the 40-yard line. 12:28 left to go in the second quarter. Will Fries, the addition from the Colts, with a call with a false start. Oh, that's what it was. Okay, so it was a late move by number 54 of the Atlanta Falcons that made him shift. Basically, 54 moved from a 3 to a 1. That kind of confused Will Fries, it looks like. So, from the 40-yard line, JJ McCarthy in shotgun formation. Got Jordan Mason, going to be a handoff to him, who's going to get up to continue great push, great offensive line push as well. Makes it third down and 1 for the Vikings. In field goal range, but hoping to get a little bit more. So far, the addition of Jordan Mason has worked out really, really well for the Vikings. I guess it also kind of helps with Aaron Jones being, Aaron Jones is a little bit older, and you kind of help him stay healthy. So, third down and 1, going to be a handoff, and Jordan Mason is going to get the first down by a 2-yard gain, and it looks like Aaron Jones is about to come in. Let's see. No, they're going to keep him out. Hello there, Dobie. How you doing? Bears, had a interesting day, to say the least. So, yes, Aaron Jones does get subbed in. So, 11 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Minnesota having a pretty decent drive so far. First down 10, JJ McCarthy going to be in shotgun formation. Got Aaron Jones to his left, Jordan Mason to his right. Going to be a play action pass, and he's going to get sacked all the way back to the 38-yard line, and that is going to be Leonard Floyd with the sack. You don't have to explain anything to me. I'm not an irrational fan. Yeah. I just don't understand why. I mean, I get it a little bit why the Vikings ran up on you, but I don't like it from a fantasy perspective because it definitely hurt me because I don't need I don't need Amon-Ra St. Brown to get all the fantasy points in the world. And so, yeah. So, after that sack, we second down 18 from about the 38.5-yard line. JJ McCarthy in shotgun formation. Drops back to pass. And is going to throw across the middle in great coverage by Devon Diablo, who's going to break up the pass to TJ Hawkinson. So, instead of me third down at 18, 10 minutes up to go in the second quarter from the 38.5-yard line. I'm not one of these who thinks we're going to win 12 games every season, regardless. So you're telling me you're not Adam Rank? I'm sorry. Regardless of how the last year went, especially when we have had two 14-win teams from last year to start the season. Yeah, like I said, it was always going to be hard at the very beginning, and I kind of thought that you would win the Vikings against me when I picked you. You probably should have. So I thought you were going to start kind of slow, but I did not expect. So they are going to count it as a completion to Adam Thielen for a first down. That's Bowman on the coverage. But I did think that the Bears were going to start off the season slow, but I'm just kind of surprised of how bad it got, because it got really bad. really quickly. Um, we have 2 sacks. Can you believe it? We just might possibly have an okay pass rush. Yeah. Part of it has been good blitz packages. So I would say that it's been on blitzes. JJ McCarthy drops back a pass, throws for the end zone, and it's going to be in. Ooh, it's going to be a completion. Jalen Naylor up to the 1 yard line. So first and goal from the 1. 9:13 left to go in the second quarter. I used to pray for times like this. Honestly, like I said, it's been a while since you had a good pass rush. So definitely take it in. Um, and hope that it actually does something. Because right now, your defense is still getting. Oh, it's Terrell, too. Because right now, your defense is getting kind of cooked a little bit. They only had 10 players. What the heck? Atlanta Falcons only had 10 players that last drive. That last play. JJ McCarthy. So from the 2 yard line, JJ McCarthy under center with Jordan Mason in the backfield. Going to be a fake pitch, and he fumbles, and he gets up, and he rolls up to his right, throws for the end zone, incomplete. Oh my gosh, JJ. Hold on to the ball. That's the second time that he's dropped the ball. So 8:32 remaining in the second quarter, still second and goal from the 2 yard line, but it's the second time like he tried to fake the pitch, lost it, got down. Thankfully, he wasn't touched, and he just rolled it to his right. I haven't lost hope yet for the season. I just don't think we're going to stack up well against teams in our division. Yeah, I think it's going to be hard for y'all. And like I said, I still think you can get that 8-9 kind of year where like you show some more improvement. Even if it's like 6-3. That's a false start. Either a false start or delay game. It's going to be a delay game. Basically, late substitution by the Vikings caused them to have a delayed game because they had to wait for the substitution. So great job by the Atlanta Falcons there by taking their sweet precious time. But 8:32 left to go in the second quarter. So instead of being second and goal from the 2 yard line, it's going to be from the 7 yard line. Let's see here. If we go ninth straight game to lose the beginning of the year, just like the Lions did in 2022, then I'm going to definitely start worrying, even if it does lead to straight wins, because more likely it's not going to happen. 9 straight, not 9th straight. Yeah, I got the. It's you have enough talent that you can be able to have a decent year. That's the thing. And that's going to be a sack by Jalen Walker all the way back to the 14-yard line. And that is 3 sacks. Count them, 3 sacks for the Atlanta Falcons so far in this first half. That's Jalen Walker against the left tackle, right? Yes, against the left tackle. Obviously, yes, it does suck not having. You get absolutely through JJ McCarthy. I mean, it does hurt not having Darisaw, but goodness gracious. So, hey, Emmanuel, 3rd sack. Like I said, Darisaw is on the side of the field. 3rd and goal from the 14-yard line. JJ McCarthy drops back a pass, steps in the pocket, and is going to be sacked once again. And this time is going to be, is that Onyemata? I can't tell. That was Onyemata. I don't know who that was. But James Pierce was there, but he was not the one who actually going to get credit for the sack. So the Vikings will have to kick a field goal instead. If we can't even have a good showing against Dallas, then it's going to be a long season. Yeah, like your offense should have a good showing because Dallas' defense is pretty abysmal. I would be surprised if Colson Lovely didn't have a good game, mainly because like the linebackers for Dallas is absolute cheeks. But kick up and kick is good, so 3-3-yarder for Will Record, and it's going to be 7:06 left to go in the second quarter, 6-3. Atlanta will get the ball back, and I believe, if I remember correctly, Atlanta did start off with the ball, so hopefully you get a score before the second half. JJ fumbled because he got scared when he wasn't a running back to hand off to. Yeah. He was like trying to fake the pitch, so I get that, but like you gotta have like a little bit of a grip or something like that because like when he did that, then he like lost the fumble. What do you think about Auburn starting 3-0? I am pleased. I expected it because, like, I think that Baylor is a good team, but I felt that we should beat Baylor. But my concern is for our defense because our run defense I feel decent about. And I feel good about a pass rush. But I've coming into the season, I felt really good about our secondary, and it has looked abysmal. Now, it's been more so the tackling that's been my problem. It's because when we go against really good wide receivers, like later on in the season when you're going against Alabama, you have to go against the Ryan Williams and the Bernards of the world. And when you have to go against, really good tight ends, I'm also concerned about that because, like I said, people like Eli Stowers, the yak ability of Eli Stowers, going against Vanderbilt, who has some very speedy players, and you were able to see that in the South Carolina game. So I still have concerns. I'm still happy, but the next two games are going to be very important for us because I already think we're probably going to lose to Oklahoma because I think Oklahoma's a really good team, and it's at Oklahoma. But you have two hard SEC games, and then you have a bye week, and then you go into the Georgia game. And my thing is this: I desperately want to beat Georgia. One, because we haven't beat them since 2017. Two, because it's a home game, and it's when we're going to retire Cam Newton's jersey at halftime. And thirdly, is because of the fact that if we lose to Georgia this year, when it's our best chance to beat them, I don't know if we will continue on this path of not being able to beat Georgia because it's getting to a point where it's getting almost like it was for Alabama and Tennessee all those times ago before Tennessee kind of got their stuff together and has actually been able to beat Alabama. I don't want it to get to that point. I don't because I'm very concerned that it's starting to get that way where it's almost not even a rivalry anymore because, I mean, so there's the hate still there, but they don't think about us. And it's getting to that point, and I hate to see it. So I'm just hoping we beat them. Jalen Walker, I love you. 4 sacks in a game halfway through the second quarter. Who is this team, and why are they balling? What did you do to my old Falcons? They old yeller that old defense. I mean, I think part of it is just the fact that some of it has been on great blitzes by Ulbrich, so I'll give him that. Also, I forgot that Darisaw was not playing. So on that sack by Jalen Walker, do I think it happens if Darisaw is there? Probably not. But like I said, it's still a sack regardless. Still, like so, I'm still giving credit because, like I said, it's getting pressure. It's making sure that you're not having the JJ McCarthy escape out of the pocket. That was that last sack. So, like I said, if you're a Atlanta Falcons fan, absolutely take it. So first down to the 23-yard line. JJ McCarthy, sorry. Michael Penix is going to be in pistol. It's going to be handoff to Bijan Robinson, who's going to get up to about the 30-yard line. Great run there, about 7 yards. Second down and 3. Who doesn't want to beat Georgia? Exactly. Like, at this point. And look at there. There's old Kirk Cousins just sitting on the sideline, and he looks absolutely depressed. He looks depressed. I don't know why to put the camera on him. Don't put the camera on Kirk Cousins. That's just wrong. That's just wrong. So 6:33 left to go in the second quarter. Still 6-3. Second down and 3 for the Atlanta Falcons at the 30-yard line. Pistol formation. Going to have 2 tight ends to the left. Going to be a handoff once again to Bijan Robinson, who is going to be just about a yard short. So third down and 1 for the Atlanta Falcons. Y'all don't know how much I'm freaking out right now. We had 10 sacks going into our Week 12 bye. We have 5 halfway through Week 2 and 4 in one game. I'm in awe. Like I said, you deserve to be in awe. Like I said, it's been a while since you had any kind of pass rush whatsoever. Like it's been rough for like definitely the last 3 years. So 5:50 left to go in second. Third down in inches. I formation, or really kind of goal line formation. Going to be a handoff to the fullback, and that's going to be Tyler Algier, who gets about 3 yards on the carry. First down for the Falcons. I like our safeties, and I like Javon, yes, and Montez as well as Jalen Johnson, but the rest of the defense is a liability. I agree. You have good pieces. You're hoping that you have some more youngsters kind of develop. You're hoping Stevenson kind of develops, but it's been hit or miss. Noah Sewell has had some good moments. I'm hoping that he kind of continues to have a okay season because it's been definitely ups and downs so far. But like I said, you're on new defense coordinator, so you're kind of hoping that it kind of comes together. And that is going to be a sack back at the 25-yard line. That's going to be Dallas Turner on Michael Penix Jr. So it'll be second down and forever. Sorry about that, not calling that play correctly. But Michael Penix Jr. tries to go off to his right, obviously the left-handed quarterback, not able to throw the ball, and great pressure coming in from interior from Ivan Pace Jr. and basically forced a sack to Dallas Turner. Let's see here. Y'all will probably beat us because the Iron Bowl is at Auburn. I'm hoping so. Because like I said, it's been since 2017 since we beat Georgia, and it's been since 2019 since we beat Alabama. While I was at Auburn, we did not beat any of our rivals, which sucks. So, second down 20. JJ McCarthy. Anthony Richardson throws across the middle, incomplete, way behind McLeod. As we third down at 20 with 4:10 left to go in the second quarter. I would also love it if Gus Malzahn retires from football and stops beating us. Well, you don't have to play FSU anymore. Like he's gone. He doesn't. If I'm Gus, I'd probably stay in FSU for a little bit because you're going to get the recruits that you want, and you don't have to worry about being head coach. So if I'm Gus, I stay. But I like Noah Sewell since he is good in the run, just not in the pass game. That is true. He definitely has to improve, but he is good against the run. So you're hoping that Terrell Edmonds is more of like the pass coverage linebacker. Going to be able to check down to Bijan Robinson, who's going to get up to about the 40, and is going to be about 5 yards short of the first down marker. So 4:02 left to go in the second quarter. Going to be fourth down and a punt for the Falcons. Zach Robinson, I hate how much pistol you're calling, but thank you for using Algier on short yardage, unlike last week. That's fair. Hey there, Zoe. How you doing? Broncos. I'm so sorry about that loss. That was pretty devastating. I'm sorry for your loss. But like I said, Colts actually look like a decent team. Which here's the thing, the Colts always had the weapons. They had the weapons last year too. It was just they didn't have the quarterback. And now that Daniel Jones actually looks decent, like surprisingly, great coverage by the Atlanta Falcons. Great wrap-up tackle, and it's going to be first down and 10 for the 15-yard line. Number 28 with the tackle from the gunner position. But yeah, that Denver Broncos. Oh, I didn't finish talking about the NFL games, but yeah, that Denver Broncos loss was definitely something else. 49ers Saints. I almost went to this. So what's crazy is that I almost went to this game because one of my friends, he is a Saints fan, and we thought about making a trip to New Orleans. Good thing that I didn't, because this would have been a very expensive game. It was way too expensive. Like Noah's place was like $100-something. I'm not doing that. But and then it ended up being Mac Jones was the starting quarterback. So, but it was still a good game. 49ers come out on top. Good for them. Obviously, you want to stay in the win column, especially when you don't have your starting quarterback. But hopefully, Mac Jones, because I don't know how long Brock Purdy's going to be out. I said I would keep him out for 3 weeks, just be on the safe side. Because he is super important. But 49ers get the win. Ravens, Browns. Ravens kind of pull away late. I was talking about before when I talked about Baconator that it was surprising the fact that they couldn't get Derrick Henry to run the ball at all. But you find a way to win, and you get a win in division, which is always tough. Lions, Bears, I already talked about that too. Lions just pouring it on the Bears. For some odd reason, kept Amon-Ra St. Brown in the game, which made me furious, but it is what it is. Just talk about the Broncos, Colts. Like I said, you had opportunity to win the game with the field goal, and they missed off of the goalpost, and then I get that they probably could have just like not called the penalty, but it's a 60-yarder for a guy that's not known for making a 60-yard field goal. So I don't know why you're very aggressive in trying to block it, and it kind of cost you. So basically they had that 15-yard penalty, and it became a 45-yarder, and he banked that one. So it sucks, but like I said, you're still, you're 1-1. Chiefs are still 0-2, and then regardless of what happens in the game on Monday, you have another opponent who is 1-1, just like you, but they'll have a division loss. So you'll still be above them. So if anything, like I said, you still could be happy and be like, okay, we're still looking okay in our division, but um, definitely a wild game. Something you probably could have won. So on first down, nice run by Aaron Jones up to the 20-yard line. So it'll be a 7-yard gain, second down and 3 for the Vikings. 3:10 left to go in the second quarter. Um, and then when we go back to another commercial, but probably a 2-minute warning, I'll talk about the Panthers game. All right, so Jurgens is in. Second down and 4, so instead of 7-yard gain, 6-yard gain. Second down and 4, JJ McCarthy going to throw across the middle. It's going to be Adam Thielen up to the 25-yard line. First down for the Vikings. 2:40 remaining in the second quarter. I only got 3 games wrong this weekend thus far. Very, very good. Last year, I would just look at how many people picked against the Dolphins. If more people picked against them, then I would pick them. If more people favored them, I would pick their opponent. I was nearly perfect last year with that formula. That's kind of crazy. I traded away Michael Pittman for Kyle Pitts. I'm starting to think we both won the trade exactly. If Kyle can be playable flex, I'm a happy camper because so far he's had a pretty decent day. JJ McCarthy on the play action pass throws deep to the right and is picked off by Billy Bowman. Great job by Billy Bowman there. Coverage on I think it was on Jay Jettis, and that is going to be a turnover with 2:03 left to go in the second quarter. And the Atlanta Falcons are in great field position. It's on Jalen Naylor. It's a bad pass, and Billy Bowman with the pick. I had Dolphins, Steelers, and Broncos picked. So far, my only misses. The Dolphins make sense because you're hoping they get a bounce back. Steelers, I picked them too. And the Broncos, I picked them too because I thought their defense would be really well. And yeah, the Colts with their many weapons and Daniel Jones actually playing good, playing decent, got the win. So Colts are doing pretty good. Colts are doing pretty good for themselves. All right, so 2:03 from the 38-yard line, pistol formation. Michael Penix is going to send Darnell Mooney in motion. Going to be a handoff to Bijan Robinson, who's going to cut inside up to about the 30. No. Wait, what were they at before? Was it 38-yard line or 30? I'm trying to remember where they are. But that's going to be a 2-minute warning. And Atlanta, like I said, are in great field position, 6-3. Yeah, the loss sucked, and work was very not great today. But luckily, it's my Friday. There you go. I'm sorry that work wasn't very good. Sometimes, like I said, it's good to have like a little debrief after work. Lord knows, sometimes I need a debrief after work too. There were double teaming Jalen Walker. I'm loving how much they're respecting him. He's a dog. He is a dog, absolutely. Yes, Indiana Jones, Dobie. Indiana Jones is a whole nother level. And it's like, okay. What's the best way to put this? I do want to say how the fact that, yes, Daniel Jones is playing better. Part of it is that the Colts have an absolutely amazing set of weapons. You got Tyler Warren, who obviously is not a traditional tight end, but like he's a good weapon. You've got Mitchell, who is basically your number 3 wide receiver, with Josh Downs, with Michael Pittman, with Alex Pierce. All give you something different. So that's 5 weapons right there, not counting Jonathan Taylor. Like, the Colts have had really good weapons, and then you add in Tyler Warren, who, like I said, in the pre-draft process, I even said, like, I think that Colston Love is a better tight end, but, like, for a utility player, like, Tyler Warren is better for that. So it depends on what you're looking for. And so, because Anthony Richardson was so bad last year, it made the Colts look even worse. So all they really need was competent quarterback play, and so far he's had competent quarterback play. What in the world is this commercial? What in the world? Instacart? What? So confused. I don't. Anyways. Um, I was impressed by the Colts' offensive line. Exactly. That's the other thing too, because yes, Ryan Kelly has taken a little step back. So I didn't think there was gonna be as big of a deal with that. But then you lost Will Fries, who had a really good year, and the development of your offensive line as far as the backups that a lot of Colts fans were trying to tell us that it was going to work out. I definitely doubted, and I've been proved wrong. And I will accept the fact that I've been proved wrong. The Colts offensive line looked really good. It's like Gonclave's the one they picked. What was that? 2 years ago? I think that was 2 years ago. That's going to be a false start. Yeah, false start on Grenard. No, it's the play's dead. It's a false start, not false start. It's offsides on Grenard. So it's going to be a 5-yard penalty on the Vikings. But yeah, Colts look good, and now Grenard, it feels like he's hurt. He's holding his side. That's not good. I love Billy Bowman. I love this rookie class. I love Terry Fontenot. Build them all a statue. The fact that we're thinking positively about Terry Fontenot, especially, there's a hold on the offense. Wait. Hold up a second. You're calling the holding penalty because of the fact that he jumped off sides? Why are you calling the holding penalty? Shouldn't the offside supersede the holding penalty? Anyways, so it just basically offset. So it's still second down 7. Yeah, that needs to be talked about. I don't like. It's a free play if it's offsides. It's a free play. It's not a. It's not a. Not a. They don't cancel each other out. So, I don't know about that. Because if it's an offsides penalty and the quarterback throws it in the dirt, and so normally be intentional grounding, it will still be an offsides. Like the offsides will count. So I don't know why they say it's offsetting penalty. It shouldn't be. Um, this defense is playing with heart and soul, and that's more than we ever did last year. That is fair. I was low on Ulbrich when we hired him, but I'm starting to see the vision. He's changing my life for the better. That is a it definitely improved from Jimmy Lake. Let's just say that. Definitely improved from Jimmy Lake. Um, but let's have a little realistic expectation there, Emmanuel. Have a little, I don't want you. I don't want this to be how Monday night was, where we were talking a lot about the Bears, and it was very happy because Dobie was happy. Everything was going well. The offense was looking well. The defense was looking well. I don't want us to have that conversation and then the game continue to go in the way that it's going to right now, where you're still only 6-3. The defense is looking good, but it's only 6-3. I don't want us to get our hopes up. Obviously, it does help out the fact that you're getting pass rush and you have not had a pass rush in quite some time. It's been a very long time. But let's be realistic. Be realistic. It is the Vikings down a very important left tackle, but let's take it with a grain of salt. Love the fact he's getting a pass rush. Love your defense playing well. Keep it realistic. Unrealistic expectations are the best expectations. Exactly. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's just the fact that I just not have been hardened because I'm an optimist, obviously, but I'm also a timid realist, and where I've been hurt multiple times, and so I'm just like, I can see some positives, and I'll talk about the positives, but I'm not gonna be like 12-0 baby, that kind of stuff, like for college football and stuff like that, because that's definitely happening for Auburn. So a nice game there. It's going to be short yardage. Be 3rd down and 1, I believe, for the Atlanta Falcons. 1:37 to go in the second quarter. Still 6-3. Yeah, 3rd and inches. And we got Tyler Algier in there. Werner as a fullback. Michael Penix under center. Going to bring tight end in motion over to the left. Going to be a handoff off to the left side. And he's going to get the first down 25-20 and down to about the 19-yard line. And that is Tyler Algier. So 105 remaining second quarter. Still 2 timeouts for Atlanta. And Atlanta is driving. In other words, you have lived the life and experience of an Auburn fan. I absolutely have. And I'm on the horizon. I just got to edit the video. I have the top 10 best wins of my lifetime and the top 10 worst losses. And the worst loss video was the hardest video I've ever had to make. From the 19-yard line, Michael Penix Jr. drops by the pass, throws, and it's be caught by Tyler Algier. Gets about 5 yards there. Second down and 5. 36 seconds remaining. Second down and about 5. Yes, I've experienced a lot of heartache as an Auburn fan and a Carolina Panthers fan. So definitely has changed my perspective on trying to have expectations. Setting realistic expectations is where I keep myself from going insane. From the 15-yard line, Michael Penix Jr. drops back a pass, throws for the end zone, and it's going to be incomplete. Try to get to Darnell Mooney. Third down and 6. Number 1 win equals kick 6, I bet. Yes. No, it's not number 1. It is number 2. Most memorable? Sure, but not my favorite win. So, from the 15-yard line, third down 6, Michael Penix Jr. in shotgun formation with Bijan to his left, I believe. Yes, to his left. Trips to the right. Michael Penix Jr. going to send Darnell Mooney into motion. Getting a little pressure. Throws to the right side, and it's going to be incomplete. Try to get to Ray McLeod. And it's going to be 4th down and 6 with 28 seconds remaining, and a field goal once again for the Atlanta Falcons. Yes, national championship is number 1. If we lose this game, then might as well be happy now before I have to go to bed and school mad. That's fair. Yes, like I said, with Cam Newton is number 1. I won't spoil too much, but yes, that because of the fact that there are only a select few who get to actually see their team win a national title. And so taking that into account, like, that's super duper special because, like, a lot of people just, imagine you're a Texas A&M fan, or you're an Ole Miss fan, or heck, maybe you're even a Florida fan who was born after 2008. Like, a lot of fans growing up have never seen, like, some of those fans have never seen a national title. Or imagine you're Oklahoma and you're born after 2000. You definitely have never seen a national title. You've seen you compete for some, but you haven't won one. So like that's like the reason why it's number 1, because it was to cap off a memorable season with one of the best runs that a quarterback has done in a single season. And it was my first, like, I got to see it as a young kid. Like, just like, a whole entire town just be crazy about a sport. And like I said, I'll talk more about it in the actual video that hopefully I can get up relatively soon. But I've been working on other stuff too, working at work too, but also been working on other stuff too. Just kind of pushed back some of my other videos, unfortunately. But yeah. But they also have never seen national losses for the most part. Yeah. That national championship loss is on my top 10 worst losses. Return to the 5-yard line, up to the 15, up to the 20, up to he's going all over the field. Basically down to the 20-yard line, he was just running all around. So it's going to be first down 10 at the 20-yard line, 18 seconds remaining in the second quarter, and the Vikings have 2 timeouts, down by 6. Maybe they can get a field goal range. You know that, I'll take it. Get the easy points while you can, and don't be like the Eagles last year, week 2, when they lost by 1 to us. That's fair. That was an interesting game too. last year against the Eagles. Um, First down 10 at the 20-yard line. Still 2 timeouts for McCarthy. Draws back a really high pass. Draws back to pass. Steps in the pocket and another sack. And that is going to be Dorless. Really? Dorless from Oregon. Getting a sack. And a timeout is called by Minnesota. So 12 seconds remain. 1 timeout for Minnesota. That's crazy. Brandon Dorless gets a sack. Good for Atlanta. Good. Like I said, obviously, I don't want to hype him up too much, but good job. Somebody's on the ground. I can't see the jersey number, so I don't know who is on the ground. They're literally covering up the jersey numbers. 20-something. 24. Oh, is that AJ Terrell? Shoot. Okay, he's up, thankfully. What exactly happened? See, he's covering Jalen Naylor, and he's holding his hamstring. That's not good. He's walking at least, so hopefully it's nothing too bad. But he when he was covering him, he fell down. He was holding the back of his quad. That's not good. I do not need a great NFL team before I have a good college football team. You used to have a dynasty. The dynasty's dead, but you did have a dynasty, so you could hold on to that. I can comfortably say that there will never be, at least in my lifetime, another dynasty like Saban's dynasty. There more than likely will never be anything like that. So because it was an injury timeout, they didn't have to call a timeout. So second down 13 from the 17-yard line, 12 seconds remain, 2 timeouts. JJ shotgun formation, bunch to the left with Aaron Jones to the right. Draws back to pass and steps up in the pocket and throws a deep ball. As we caught wide open, Justin Jefferson up to the 40, up to the 35, down to the 33-yard line. 2 seconds remain and a timeout for a field goal for the Minnesota Vikings. Why in the world was Justin Jefferson was so wide open? Oh, hold up a second. Let's see here. Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay, that makes a lot more sense now. Fake going outside for an out and then cuts back inside. Safety bites on it and wide open in the middle of the field. So Reichert on for about a 51-yard field goal. Close enough. 51-yard field goal for Will Reichert to make it a 3-point game. Snap, hold, kick is up, and kick is right down the middle. So going into halftime, it is 9-6, and Minnesota brings it within 3. They will start off with the ball in the second half. I'm going to lose my voice from screaming. I already did. I cannot express my emotions, how good it feels to have a pass rush. Is definitely something for real. To be able to get for the quarterback and just see an offensive line to be dominated, it's something to behold. I'm going to cry if Terrell is injured badly. I don't think he's injured badly. I just think that it was a little tightness, hopefully just a little tightness, and going into halftime, and they can just, kind of work on it a little bit. Finish up on the afternoon slate of games. I can talk about the Eagles versus Chiefs. Chiefs defense did really well against the Chiefs. Obviously, Chiefs had every opportunity. The throw to Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce pops in the air and gets picked up by Makuba. Great job by Josh Simmons for basically hauling himself all the way down to catch Makuba to prevent that touchdown. But Chiefs had a chance. Mahomes had to have his best day. Obviously, he had some pretty good rushing yards, had that rushing touchdown. And then Jalen Hurts, it was not really the best day for him either. So kind of a sloppy game, but a very important game for what we assume are both going to be heavily favorite playoff teams. But the Chiefs starting off 0-2 definitely does not help the case. And then finally, the Panthers versus the Cardinals. So obviously we didn't start off the best. I got several text messages after the second turnover. Bus Young is back. I'm still wearing my Bryce Young jersey, and all that kind of stuff. And my response was, "It's still early in the game." And when you actually watch what actually happened, it was you can still blame Bryce, but you still got to blame the offensive line because some of it was like he was being pressured under 3 seconds. So like I said, I don't want to take all the blame away from Bryce, but I still want to give. You still got to give some because obviously he's the quarterback, and he still threw the ball when he's getting pressure instead of like just holding on, trying to force something. But and then we continued to go down, so we were down 10-0. Bryce comes back, has a pretty decent drive. We stall out in the red zone, so I had to kick a field goal, but it's still 10-3, 10-3, go within 7. And then we proceed to screw ourselves over near the end of the first, half, and the Cardinals score a touchdown, and then they kick a field goal to make it 13-3, and then near the end of the first half, they score a touchdown to make it 20-3, and then at the beginning of the second half, they scored another touchdown because the concern that I had going into this game, into the season really, was the fact that obviously we let go of Josie Jewell because he had his concussion situation. We let go of Shaq Thompson, who Panther, like I said, Panther legend for us. And so we were starting Christian Roseboom, who is definitely not good in coverage, and then Trevor Wallace, who is going to his second year and still has a lot of room to grow. So I was still very concerned about our linebacker play, but I'm like, okay, let me try to trust the process, trust what's going on. And it continued to show up today where across the middle, we are getting absolutely gashed. And it is still to the point where I'm like, I just don't understand why we did what we did in the offseason and not try to address the linebacker situation because we knew it was going to be a problem. And it's like I said, it's getting to a point where I'm looking right now at our first round pick as like it's going to be either C.J. Allen or Anthony Hill right now because our linebacker play is so abysmal that it is to the detriment of our team. And so I'm very concerned about that. And it showed up, and like I said, they were gashing us with tight ends, and it got to the point where it was 27-3. And so initially, a lot of my friends, I was trying to say, like, well, we had a good drive. We ended up scoring. We didn't get the 2-point conversion. And my friends were like, oh, it's just garbage time, Like, of course, like Bryce needs garbage time to look good. I'm like, okay, well, then by that saying that any comeback is technically garbage time unless they win. And then we came back and we almost won the game. We got the onside kick, which is crazy because who gets an onside kick anymore? Because it's very rare for you to get an onside kick. And then we found a way to lose. If we had gotten the 2-point conversions, which I don't know why we decided to run up the middle for 2-point conversions, but if we actually got the 2-point conversions, all we needed was a field goal kick to tie the game and go overtime. But instead, we needed a touchdown. So, like I said, I'm happy about the fact that, yes, you could say that the coverages wasn't necessarily, very stingy for the Cardinals, but Bryce still made some pretty good throws down the stretch. He had his career highs in attempts and also in yards, 3 touchdowns. Like I said, he still had a good game after starting off the game really, really porous. I like the pass rush we were able to get. We were able to get a little bit after Kyler Murray. A lot of the young players were able to play, which also had some misfires as well. But we're a young team. I kind of figured we start off the gate kind of bad, but now that we're 0-2, going into the Falcons game next week, we desperately need to win that game because if we start the season 0-3, I don't know how the fan base is going to do. So that was the Cardinals versus Panthers, and we're 0-2. So definitely sucks, but it is what it is. I feel good about my Browns having the same record as the Chiefs. Yeah, like I said, you should. The Browns, you're 0-2, but your defense has played well, so that's carried over from the last couple of years. Your offense has actually gotten Harold Fanner Jr. involved with David Njoku, so you have two pretty good tight ends. Cedric Tillman has looked okay. I mean, he had that touchdown because he was great awareness. They should have been picked, but still, he still had great awareness to get that touchdown. So you're looking at the fact that, okay, hopefully we can kind of build upon this. And, in this upcoming draft class, are you going to go for a quarterback or are you going to go for just best player available? Because Jaguars lost today. I suspect that the Jaguars, I think they're going to be better than I thought they were going to be. But first-year head coach, very rarely go to the playoffs. So, say the Jaguars are in that 12 range. So, if you're in the top 10, maybe not top 5, hopefully you're not top 5. Hopefully you have a good enough season you're like, you're still in the top 10, but you're not top 5. So if you get two top 12 prospects, like I think you like the Travis Hunter trade now because you still got a good player, Mason Graham, and you're continuing to build up a good roster that hopefully that whenever you do find your quarterback, that he's complemented by having a really good team. So hopefully that works out for the Browns. Crazy that I have more faith in Bryce Young than actual fans of the Panthers. I will not give up hope on him until it's his 5th year because I gave that much grace for Kyle Pitts. Yeah, I think, here's the thing. There are a lot of, I don't want to just say that all of them are toxic, but a lot of the people who give up early on quarterbacks are very toxic because they either look at a quarterback situation and be like, well, this quarterback did really well as soon as they started out, so every single quarterback should look that way. And it's like, okay, well, you're not taking into account the fact that who they have, so who are the weapons that they have, who is the protection they have to begin with. So the Carolina Panthers offensive line before we made a lot of our strides in year 2 for Bryce was really abysmal. Or was in transition if you're talking about for Ike Mekwanu, and the only bright spot you really had was Taylor Moton. So if you look at that situation, Bryce looked better the second half of the season. Obviously, week 1 was bad, but at the same time, still week 1, so you have to take that into consideration too, because week 1 is always finicky for everybody. It's finicky for everybody. And then week 2, it started off the best, but it wasn't just him who was the cause of everything. It was also the pressure that was getting to him. And then offensive line made adjustments. And then after that, there wasn't as bad of a there wasn't as much pressure on Bryce. Bryce was able to move up in the pocket and make some really good throws. So as the game went on, it actually looked well for Bryce. But yeah, so I think part of it is just a lot of fans who were just upset that obviously it didn't go it hasn't gone so far the way that we thought it was, or the people who already had way too high expectations already. The people who go into the season for Atlanta for Carolina Panthers fans who legitimately thought we could go 12-5, delusional. There's no way. I mean, you can look at the Commanders, sure, and be like, well, the Commanders could do it, so why couldn't we? Well, the Commanders also had a dynamic offense that we do not have. Our offense is based upon the fact that we run the ball and we have very young wide receivers. We did not have a Terry McLaurin. We do not have the kind of offense that with like Bryce Young can run, but he's not like a dynamic runner like Jaden Daniels is. And also the fact of like you had some really I don't want to say it's an easy schedule, but some of the games you probably shouldn't have won if you're a Commanders fan. But anyways, um, and so you, like think about it the way of some college football fans after week one want the season to end because they believe that the season is already over. Same exact thing. You have a lot of fans who like if anything bad happens, it's the end of the world, and there's no coming back from it. So that could also technically be part of it. Chiefs starting 0-2. You love to see it. Too bad this means that the Giants are going to get 100 hung on them because they ain't going to pull starters to the final whistle and then some. Yeah, no. Whoever made the Giants schedule, I get that you had to play the opponents you had to play, but you literally put them in a spot where Commanders, then Cowboys, who have been their daddy for forever, um, and then Chiefs. And it just continues to get worse for the Giants. It makes no sense. Make no sense whatsoever. I hope this means the Chiefs aren't going to be complete this year. Um, aren't going to be competitive or compete this year. But the AFC West might not be as strong as we thought. Overreaction, granted, but still, I just hope they give other teams a chance. I thought this was the year that the Chiefs weren't going to win it. I picked the Broncos. It could still be the Broncos, could be the Chargers. But I do feel better about that now. Um, but I do think the Chargers might end up winning it, depending on like how everything goes. But because like I said, I really like the Chargers defense. I like the Broncos defense, but there has some holes in it as well. Um, Wait, you guys got an onside kick? That's crazy. No, exactly. Like I said, we kicked it. It got touched by like one of the blockers for the Cardinals. So he tried to get out of the way, but he ended up hitting it, and so we were able to recover. But yeah, I think it was like the first time we were able to get an onside kick since 2019 was the last time we got an onside kick. We love to see the Chiefs go 0-2. Exactly, like I said, 0-2 for the Chiefs. First time since like 2014. Obviously, I still think the Chiefs make the playoffs. I don't think they're going to have like that bad of a drop off. But I do think that there is going to be. I think I had them as a 6 seed. I think that's still reasonable. But they might be like just barely getting in as a 7th seed. Because I think the AFC is still going to be kind of hard. Many Alabama fans begging her absolutely believe the world was over after week 1. The reason why I know this is because I had to talk a lot of them off the ledge. Because I'm a good Auburn fan. I'm also a good friend, where I will help out a lot of my friends who believe the world was going to end. Because I was like, okay, well, what if? Because I said, what if Florida State's actually good? What if it's just week 1? What if you actually look at the fact that yes, a lot of it was who that they didn't put a lot of effort in. But that can be course corrected because you can have either challenges by the players, challenged by the coaches, and if then the players don't actually step up, then guess what? They lose their jobs. And so, yeah. And like I said, the last 2 weeks, yes, you haven't been playing the best of teams, but Ty Simpson has looked pretty good. You're hoping that can kind of continue, and now you're going into actual SEC play. So, yeah. The guy that made Giants' schedule must be a Patriots fan who just got out of a coma from 2011. Yeah, they probably that's fair. He's probably just like, let me get back to these Giants. They deserve it. So first down, 10 for the 22-yard line. JJ McCarthy under center. Going to be a pitch out to the left side from Aaron Jones, who's going to try the left side, get up to the 25, up to the 30. Nice gain there by 8 yards. Well, we'll see. Depends on where they put him out. Might give a 7-yard gain. Second down and 3. We're still used to the Saban standard. Yeah. I unfortunately, I think that DeBoer is going to be a Bill Curry. I think he's going to be Bill Curry, where he's going to win. If he was at any other program, he would have his job be safe. but because it's Alabama and the wins are not like actual national level wins, it's not going to matter. So from the 30-yard line, going to be a play action pass. JJ McCarthy is throwing off his back foot off to the left side and out of reach of Adam Thielen. So 3rd down and 2 from the 30 for the Vikings. I do wonder, just for a small talk, I do wonder how Alabama fans are going to be if and only if the next 2 seasons Alabama is not even competing for a national title. If it gets to that point where you haven't been to national title since 2021, you haven't won one since 2020, and it's been in that 7 years since that stage, how is that going to be for your university? JJ McCarthy drops back to pass, steps in the pocket, throws, and it's going to be picked off once again by Billy Bowman up to the 35-yard line, 30, and going to get up to the 25, up to the 20, up to the 15, 10, and down to the 10-yard line. Billy Bowman once again 2 picks and sets up the Falcons with easy field position. And JJ McCarthy, once again, I mean, it's a great. Oh, no, it's incomplete. Never mind. It's not a pick. Nope. Whoops. Nope. I feel bad for him having to follow Saban. Yeah, and that's the reason why he got the contract that he got. One, because Jimmy Sexton is he holds all the power for head coaching hires. Zoe, because I don't remember if you said you. I'd explain some of this other stuff, but there is an agent for a lot of. This is just for anybody too that might not know, but there is an agent who basically handles pretty much every single major college football head coach's contract, and that's Jimmy Sexton. And so he can pretty much decide which head coach you can get, which is kind of wild that you have that kind of power. But he does. So a punt for the Vikings. Well, eventually. There we go. And it's going to be returned at about the 20-yard line. Fair call, the 20-yard line. 1st down 10 for the Falcons. But yeah, so basically he set up a contract for Kalen DeBoer where his buyout is ridiculous. And so right now, that's the reason why Alabama's not firing him, because the buyout is like $70 million, which is still kind of crazy. And then next year, if he gets fired, I think it's like still like 60. It's like 63. Like it would be a lot for Alabama to be able to pay this man to leave the team. So from the 21-yard line, pistol formation. Bijan behind Michael Penix. Going to send Darnell Mooney to motion over to the right. Going to be handoff to Bijan Robinson down. Oh, he stays on the feet get up to the 30-yard line. So nice gain of about 9 yards there. 2nd down and 1. Almost was down. Stays up on his feet and gets an additional about 4 yards. Ivan Pace with the attempted tackle. And Bijan just leans on Ivan Pace to stay up. 2nd down and 1. From the 30-yard line, 2 tight ends to the right. Still in pistol, like normal. Going to be a handoff to Bijan, who's going to get the 1st down up to the 32-yard line before he's pushed back. So 1st down 10 for Atlanta Falcons. I think our defense is complete garbage. Okay. Based on how Minnesota plays the Falcons and how the Lions played the Packers, it's us. Our defense is the worst it's ever been, worse than 2013. Dobie, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. That would not be good for Tuscaloosa. Alabama football helped rebuild the city after April 2011. That is fair. April 2011, because I remember that where I'm from, we had a bad hurricane that year too. That day, because that was when Alabama had 100 hurricanes, 100 tornadoes in a single day. I think it was over 100 tornadoes, but there was 4 F4s and like one F5. Like it was just like it was ridiculous how many tornadoes happened. I remember like we were at school, and then all of a sudden everybody was like, "Okay, we're having a half day. We need to get y'all out of here." Um, and then where I live, one of the F4 tornadoes was like coming in our direction, and then just made like a U-turn. So it almost came to my house, but then it made like a U-turn and left. And so that next day, like basically a lot of like trees were down. So like a lot of us couldn't get to school. I think I was lucky enough that I was able to go to school, but like I remember like basically like had like a excuse absence because like there's a lot of trees that were down, and a lot of people who didn't have power. But that was a very scary day. So April 27th, 2011, Tuscaloosa had a bad one, and I remember that Auburn football and Alabama football both came together, kind of helped out with the state. I didn't even see when they got Bijan Robinson the ball. That's crazy. But Bijan, nice game there. Uh, but I remember both came and helped rebuild the city. Like Auburn football made a trip to Tuscaloosa to help out. Um, it was a nice little draw. But yeah, April 27, 2011. I'll never forget that day. From the 37-yard line, third down and about 5. Michael Penix in technically shotgun formation. Draws back to pass, throws to the left, and that's going to be caught. That's going to be up to the 49-yard line, and that's going to be Darnell Mooney for a first down. Wait, so most college football coaches have the same agent? That's wild. Yeah, I can talk about it the next little commercial break, all of who Jimmy Sexton has. But Jimmy Sexton has, like majority, especially if you're SEC, you have Jimmy Sexton if you're a major college football coach. Um, Left a strip of nothing. Yeah, one left strip of nothing, 80 miles long to 1.5 miles in the wild. So, like I said, it was pretty much all over the state of Alabama. Uh, Try to get a run by Tyler Algier, but he gets absolutely nothing. Let me go ahead and get that set up. Looking at Jimmy Sexton's clients. Client list. There we go. No, not players, like coaches. He also has some players too, but let's get it. There we go. All right, so 10:25 to go in third and second down 11 from the 49 or 48.5 yard line. Draws back to pass, throws across to the right side, and Darnell Mooney picks up a good amount of yards, probably about 9 yards to make it third down and 2. Just a quick little thing. So Jimmy Sexton represented Nick Saban, Kirby Smart, who's the head coach for Georgia, Steve Sarkisian, who's the head coach for Texas, Mike Norvell, who's the head coach for Florida State, Lane Kiffin, who's the head coach for Ole Miss, Kalen DeBoer, who's the head coach for Alabama, and that's just a short little list. Let's see if does it have an updated list. Third down and 2, under center. Michael Penix is going to be a handoff to Tyler Algier, who's going to get the first down to the 40-yard line. So let's see here. Does it say exactly who else I did not already say who Jimmy Sexton has? I don't want to accept no cookies. Stop asking me. Yeah, I've already said those people. Okay, it doesn't say anybody else. But yeah, I believe at one point he also represented Gus Malzahn when he was at Auburn. But yeah, first down 10 for the 40-yard line. Michael Penix Jr. going to be a handoff to Bijan Robinson. He's going to up to the 35, up to the 30, up to the 25, down to about the 23, 22-yard line. Bijan's having an amazing day. Yeah, Jimmy Sexton's a very powerful man in Alabama. I believe so Jimmy another interesting thing about Jimmy Sexton. He is the earliest, not the earliest, he's the youngest agent to sign a player because his former roommate was Reggie White. That's right. The legendary player Reggie White was either his roommate or his dorm mate. And so Reggie signed with him when he went to the NFL. So going to be a nice run by Bijan Robinson. Gets about 3 yards when he should have lost about 2. So he's second down and 7 for the Atlanta Falcons. Still 9-6. Yeah, I remember reading about Jimmy Sexton because I was just fascinated by the fact that like this dude literally just kind of like it, kind of lucky that he got Reggie White, but Reggie White was an amazing player, able to be his agent, and then was able to kind of cultivate this image of I'm going to represent all of the basically the high SEC head coaches. Michael Penix throws to the left side. That's going to be Bijan Robinson again. Gets to make it a 3rd down and 2. I mean, Bijan's having a great game so far. Just don't give him a touchdown, please. No touchdown. I'm going against him in fantasy, and it's not looking good. All right, so Bijan's getting a little bit of a break so far. 3rd down 2, 7-10 left to go in the 3rd. From the 14-yard line, Michael Penix under center, going to be a hand of Tyler Algier, who gets met at the line and gets nothing. So 4th down and 2, and another field goal for the Atlanta Falcons. To make it a 6-point game, right now it's 9-6. 6:45 to go in the 3rd. I'm telling you, Atlanta, you're just keeping the Vikings in the game. All right, so on for a 33? Yeah, 33-yard field goal. Romo, snap, hold, kick is up, and kick is good. So it is 12-6, 6:17 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Yeah. What was I talking about? I talked about Jimmy Sexton. But yeah, Jimmy Sexton is a very powerful man in the SEC in particular. And then what's another lore I could drop about the college football? There's a lot of lore I could drop about college football, but then I have to explain other stuff too. Like I said, I would like to talk more about college football and do different videos, but there's already a lot of people who already do that. And like even if I did more sketch comedy videos for the SEC, like there's already 2 people that I really respect who also do it too. And so I'm like, yeah, I'm surprised, Emmanuel, they're not really doing it, especially against the bad secondary in the Vikings. Like, I'm kind of surprised they're not airing it out as much. I mean, they're definitely using Bijan. Like I can show you right now, Bijan has, I know he has over like 100 yards or something like that. Let's see. What is it? What is? Because he's definitely got like over 6 catches. Probably got 7 catches, if I had to guess. Show me his stats. Let's see. All right, so yeah, so he's 14 carries for 115, and then Bijan has 3 catches for 25. So yeah, he's having a pretty good game. I just need him to not score any touchdowns, and then I'll be fine. If he doesn't score touchdowns, then I'll be fine. But right now, he is having a good game. I get that the ground game isn't being stopped, but in the red zone, if all you call is run plays, they're not going to commit to protect the pass as much as they should. Yeah, like I think you can. I understand like taking like a shot to Drake London or something like that because like obviously he's one of your biggest weapons, but they have not done that since the fumble. I don't think he's even got. I think he's even got a catch since the fumble happened, which is what you talked about. All right, kickoff underway, and is going to be return in the end zone. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, up to the 30-yard line is where the Vikings are going to start. And he thinks he wasn't down. I think he was. So first down, 10 at the 30-yard line, 6:11 remaining in the third, 12-6. Yeah, I mainly just don't like the fact that you're keeping him in. Well, you're keeping uh, you're keeping the Minnesota Vikings in the game because you can't convert in the red zone. So from the 31-yard line, JJ McCarthy under center, going to be a handoff to Mason Taylor to Mason, who's going to get about 2 yards there, maybe make it 3. So second down, 7. Second down, 7, 5:45 to go in the third. Still 12-6. JJ McCarthy in shotgun formation with a Mason. Mason to his left. I keep wanting to start to say Mason Taylor. Draws back to pass and pumps fake. Has all day to throw. Throws up to Mason, who is going to get about 6 yards. So third down and 1 for the Vikings. So Vikings are definitely still in it, but you got to be able to get. Like I said, even if it's just a field goal, I think you feel fine because your defense has done well enough that basically can hold the Falcons to field goals, so you're still within this game. But you can't just hopefully not have a 3 and out. So third and 1 for the Vikings at about the 40-yard line. Going to be a handoff to Mason, who is going to. He's not going to get it. He got back to the line of scrimmage, then he got stopped by the Falcons. So fourth down and 1, 4:40 remaining in the third. And it looks like they're going to keep the offense on the field. Now remember that in the very first drive they had on a 4th and 1, they once again did not get it, and that was back at their own 35-yard line. So this, very similar. If they don't get it, they set up the Falcons with great field position at the 40-yard line. So 4th and 1, 4:10 left to go in the third. JJ McCarthy under center. Going to be a little QB sneak, and it depends on the spot. I think he got it, but it depends on the spot. They're going to say he got it. Okay. So they're going to say he got it. On that spot, it looks like he's got it. Yep. So first down for the Vikings. Very, very risky move, but great push by JJ McCarthy getting that first down. Another crazy SEC lore is to drop about Texas. There's a lot of stuff about Texas that's kind of crazy when you think about it. So from the 41-yard line, JJ McCarthy going to be a handoff to Jordan Mason, who's going to bounce to the left side, 45-50. 45 down to the 41-yard line, and unfortunately there's a flag. Probably going to be a hold. Dadgummit. That was a great run, too. Yep, holding on the offense. That's on Jackson, right? No, on who is that? Who is Roos? Oh, that's their other left tackle they put in. So the left tackle that they had got beat up so bad they decided to put in a backup, and he got called for holding, and it wasn't even necessary because the left tackle that they did have is in the blue medical tent. They need Darrisaw back. Goodness gracious. So instead of being a huge gain, now it's 1st and 20 for the Vikings at the, the 31? Yeah, 31-yard line. JJ McCarthy under center. Going to send Adam Thielen to motion over to the left. Going to be a play-action pass. Actually going to be screen and a dropped pass to Aaron Jones. So second down and 20, 2:52 remaining in the third. Was a bad pass by JJ McCarthy, but Aaron Jones still could have caught it. So second down and 20, 2:52, third quarter. Still 12-6. Again, JJ McCarthy almost fumbled. Goodness gracious. Shotgun formation. Aaron Jones to his left. Drops make a pass and is going to almost get sacked. Rolls out to his left. Going to be a great block by Aaron Jones. Get up to the 45, down by the 47-yard line. JJ McCarthy makes it third down and about 7. Maybe 6. Depends on where the spot is. No, it's probably third down and like 10. But still, great run by JJ McCarthy. Boom! Nice job by Aaron Jones by blocking Alfred. Oh, third down and 4. Sorry, third down and 4. JJ McCarthy in shotgun formation. Aaron Jones to his left. And that's going to be a false start. Oh, my goodness. Well, now it's third and 9. So third and 9 for the Minnesota Vikings after that false start penalty. 2:01 remaining in the third quarter. It's O'Neal with the false start. Brian O'Neal. Shoot. From the 42-yard line, JJ McCarthy in shotgun formation trips to the right with Aaron Jones to his left. Looks like the Atlanta Falcons are bringing pressure. And a drop back. Throws across the middle, and that's going to be caught, but that's still going to be short of the line to gain. And they're going to say it's incomplete. So fourth and 9, 1:35 remaining in the third quarter, and the Vikings once again have to punt it away. JJ McCarthy not having a good day. He's not having a good day at all. Like, Justin Jefferson was open. Threw way too low, though. So 2 picks for JJ McCarthy. A lot of incomplete passes. And only 6 points to show for it. But the Vikings defense has kept them in this game. Punt underway, and it is going to be a fair caught at about the 16, 17-ish yard line. So first down 10 by the 17-yard line for the Atlanta Falcons, 1:28 remaining in the third quarter. He not having a good day because he can't play Chicago 17 games. Well, I'm sure that has something to do with it. I'm sure, definitely doesn't help. I don't want to trash the Chicago Bears. I don't. I think you're good enough. Defense is concerning for sure. But yeah, it's really looking like you could have, absolutely just held the Vikings to minimal yards, and then you decide they suck on D. The Bears I I can't really object on that. I really can't. They suck on O other than Caleb to Rome. That is a good connection. At least that is a good connection. I'm surprised that Colson Loveland has not been as good as I thought he was going to be initially, but maybe later on in the season. Also, you have a lot of weapons, and they're not really being utilized as well as I thought it could be. So it's still early in the season. Like that's I don't want to say too much because it's still early in the season. So there's still potential for being better. But yeah, no, I understood what you meant. I understand you meant just on D, not the other D that typically be used. I'm trying to be hopeful for the Bears. Is all it is. All I'm saying. I'm trying to be hopeful, but it's not looking good right now. Okay. I do like when they show Chris Lindstrom being good at being a guard because when I first saw him get paid, I was very confused. And then Luke was trying to talk to me about how like Chris Lindstrom is one of the best guards in the NFL, and I'm like, well, whenever he plays Derek Brown, he always gets obliterated because it's true. Whenever he plays Derek Brown, he gets obliterated. Like it's 1-on-1, Derek Brown's winning. So that's the reason why I was surprised. But he is good, just not good against Derek Brown. So from get about 3 yards in the play, and well, actually about 2-ish yards in the play. Second down for the Falcons. I'll say second down 7. I'll probably second down 7. 1:10 left to go in the first. No, sorry, 1:10 left to go in the third. Still 12-6. I lost hope. Oh, Dobie, it's only week 2. Don't lose hope. Oh, they give him 4 yards. Okay, so from the 21-yard line, Penix drops by the pad, and he's going to be absolutely clobbered by Grenard. Goodness gracious. For about a 6-yard loss, third down 12. This is my life. Outside of 2005 and 2013, they suck. Well, okay, well, Dobie, at least you get to have, some hope with the floor. Oh, maybe not with the Florida Gators. Maybe that DJ Lightway. Oh, not DJ Lightway. 3rd and 14 from the 13-yard line. Michael Penix Jr. in a shotgun formation with Bijan Robinson to his left. Josh back to pass and is going to drift up to the right. Throws and be incomplete. Try to get to Kyle Pitts, but Matthias with the pass breakup. 10 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Still 12-6, and the Falcons have to punt this ball away. Yeah, this, Dobie, maybe both your teams will be able to turn it around. Maybe the Florida Gators can turn it around. Maybe the Bears can turn it around. Even the guy I follow on YouTube for Bears content who is super positive has gone negative. Which one are you talking about? Because I might know who you're talking about, but I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. I always try to be realistic, and have a positive turn on it. But it's not looking the best. But as long as you have the realistic expectation that is one, first year head coach. So that's always, there's always a lot to that. Swift Sports Network. I don't recognize that one. But one, it's a first year head coach. There's always some problems with first year head coaches. It's very rarely that it's like automatic success. 2, Corbett's still getting used to a new system, going to a second year. Obviously has high expectations, but still set the realistic expectations of getting into a new groove. And then thirdly, it's been a while since you've been good. So until you can actually say that you have actually started winning those close games, the expectation is that it needs to be shown that you can win those close games before you actually have faith in your team. Like for me, I have no faith whatsoever with the Carolina Panthers with close games because we have not shown that we can win close games. So that's the reason why my expectation is 7-10. I think it's reasonable that even if you're you have a 5-win season, it's still a disappointment, but it's not oh, I set my bar high for 9-8 and we're 5-10. If I set a bar at 7-10 and we're 5-12, then it's disappointment, sure, but it's not oh my gosh, why do I still follow this team? I do see some Panthers fans trying to see which team they want to follow now. So his big motto is knowledge over narratives. That is really good. That is really good to have. So I think oftentimes we let pundits or we let the loud minority dictate how we see things. And the loud minority is always going to be based off of just raw emotion instead of actually thinking things through. Right now, the narrative is the reality. Well, Okay, Dobie. Then let's at least think about some of the positives. Think about some of the positives. One positive is that obviously you already said the Caleb and Rome connection has been working well. Two, other positive is the fact that it's only the week two. There can be either a lot more improvement over the season or it could be worse. But at the same exact time, you do not know. So that's the part of actual football that you like, is that the uncertainty of it all. And number three is that it's number one season for Ben Johnson as head coach, so there's obviously some bumps in the road. So, as long as you think about that, then think about as this season as just being like the test project. This season is your firstborn. You don't really know what you're doing. I'm just talking basically off of other people's experiences. Obviously, I never had a firstborn. Sack as a fumble and recovered by the Falcons. Oh my gosh. Me talking about firstborns over here, and JJ McCarthy just had his firstborn, gave it up. Well, it could be worse. That's my fourth one. It could be worse. You could have gotten blown out in week one too, so it could be worse. I mean, let's be honest. Based upon how Caleb has played, Dobie, it is not anywhere near as bad as the way that Bryce Young was playing in the same amount of games. So, think about that perspective. It's not bottom out, at least. Like I said, think about the positives while keeping that reality in mind. So, obviously, you still have the reality check, but at the same exact time, it could be worse, and there are still some positives in that game. Down to the 30-yard line, great run for about 8 yards is Bijan. Second down and 2, still 12-6. But that's basically what I was saying is it's still anybody's contest. It's still early in the season. I mean, it should never have been the expectation to make the playoffs in year one. But if you show improvement throughout this year, then you can kind of look back on that and being like, okay, we're finally coming into our own, hopefully. So, second down 2 from the 30-yard line. Michael Penix Jr. going to be a handoff to Bijan, who makes a man miss. Great spin move, and is going to get the first down. He's going to give it a first down. I make sure where they actually placed him. Bijan talking trash to Dallas Turner. So, first down, 14 minutes left to go in the fourth. And great spin move on Dallas Turner. Think about this. It could be worse where in the first 2 weeks you get absolutely dominated and you question where do we go from here? Because I did that last year. So Michael Penix Jr. going to be another handoff to Bijan Robinson. A great cut off to the left side and still going to lose about 2 yards, but still a great cut. Stopped it on dime there. So second down and 12, 13-20 left to go in the fourth, still 12-6. Yeah, Jared Allen is the one who got in the backfield. Nice little swim move on Matthew Bergeron. All right, so from 30, second down 12, shotgun formation, 2 tight ends to the left. Going to send Mooney into motion, drops back a pass, and is going to be sacked all the way back to the 40-yard line. Great job by Redmond and Rodriguez. Will Redmond from Oklahoma got the interior pressure, basically just pushed that pocket around him. There's nowhere for Michael Penix to go. Bergeron, good Lord, Bergeron got just absolutely worked on that. Absolutely worked. So, third down and forever from the 40-yard line. Yeah, third down and 21 from the, not the 40, from the 39-yard line. Shotgun formation, Bijan to his right. Michael Penix drops back to pass. Throws a little floater and is going to be in, timeout by the Falcons. Really? I didn't look at the play clock, but was the play clock all the way down? Because why are you calling a timeout? It's a 6 point game, and more than likely you're going to be out of field goal range, which makes no sense why you call it. Not my problem. So 12:06 remaining in the fourth quarter, still 12-6. Um, Hopefully the Falcons get in field goal range because right now I don't know that much about Romo, but I'm assuming that he cannot hit long field goals. Just a guess. Pause for the facts. I know I saw a lot of Carfax commercials. So from the 39-yard line, shotgun formation with Bijan to his right, Michael Penix Jr. He's going to send Kyle Pitts in motion over to the left, draws back to pass, and throws on the left side. This will be Kyle Pitts for like maybe 4 yards and gets up to about the 36, 35-yard line. It's going to be fourth and forever. I'm going to have to kick. Well, maybe. They're going to attempt. So a long field goal for Parker Romo. This is a, what? Ooh, this is like a 57? 54. 54-yard field goal. Of my 4 fantasy teams, only one has one QB, and he got hurt turf toe. Oh, dang. 54-yard field goal. Kick is up, and kick is good. So, 15-6, 11-16 left to go in the fourth. So, Parker Romo has a little bit of a leg. Okay, good. So good on Parker Romo. That's his 5th field goal of the day. So Parker Romo, have yourself a little bit of day. Joe Burrow's out 3 months. Ooh. Okay. I didn't think it was that long. Okay, well. Dobie, who could you possibly pick up for a quarterback? Because you could do Jake Browning if you wanted to, but so an hour ago, that's wild. I mean, a toe injury is, especially depending on what toe it is. If it's like his left toe. Oh, it was his left toe too, so it's his plant foot. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, like a toe injury, especially for the mechanics you have to do, like that's huge. But his left toe is his plant foot is way dadgum. Well, I was already down on the Bengals this year, like not making the playoffs. They're 2-0, but it's going to get a lot harder. And they've gotten very lucky. Like, legitimately, they've gotten very lucky the last 2 games. If the Browns have a kicker, they're 1-1. And if they actually are smart, if the Jaguars were actually smart, they should have won that game. So I can grab Geno Smith, Stafford, Russell Wilson, Jared Goff, Trevor Lawrence, Jake Browning. Which one of those do you have like a wide receiver you compare with? Because that's always good to have. I would probably say you could do either. I would do either Jared Goff. Out of those, I'll probably do Jared Goff for Geno Smith. Stafford would still be a good one, but Stafford, I'm very concerned about his health. Kick is away, and it's going to be returned into the end zone, up to the 10, up to 15, up to the 20. What in the world? Great coverage by the Falcons, but goodness gracious. So first down to about the 20-yard line for the Minnesota Vikings. Yeah, they're talking about it right now. The fact that from 2019 to 2024, you had 169 sacks, which is kind of crazy. Since 2016, no player with 10 plus sacks. From the 19-yard line, shotgun formation with Jordan Mason to his right. Going to be a handoff Jordan Mason, who's going to try left side, going to get cut back inside, gets to the 25 and down to the 26-yard line. So nice gain there. Going to be second down and about 3, I would say. Yeah, 6. Oh my goodness. 6 sacks for the Atlanta Falcons so far from the 21-yard line, under center. Oh, sorry, 26-yard line. JJ McCarthy under center with Jordan Mason in the backfield. Going to send Naylor in a motion over to the left. Going to be a handoff to Jordan Mason, who's going to be met in the backfield, cuts and gets about a yard away from the first down marker. Third down and 1. 10:25 remaining in the fourth quarter, still 15-6. All right, so third down and 1. JJ McCarthy in shotgun formation with Mason to his right. Trips to the left. Drops back to pass, getting a little bit of pressure. Throws a deep ball, and it's going to be overthrown to Naylor, and Naylor was open. What? We had a Robert Quinn get 18.5 sacks in 2021, I think. No. They're talking about the Falcons. The Falcons not getting sacks. Like, the Falcons, like, so what Dovey was talking about earlier, I know, Dovey, so what Emmanuel was talking about earlier, where, like, it has been a while since they had an actual decent pass rusher, they mean it has been a while. It has been since the Super Bowl run when Vic Beasley had one good season since they've had a decent pass rusher. So 4th and 1, Minnesota is punting. Down by 2 scores. Okay. Fair caught. And he tries to run into the Brooks tries to draw the flag. He's not going to get it. So 9:39 remaining in the fourth quarter. You're down 15-6, and you punt the ball away after you've gone for it on multiple occasions when it was 4th and 1. Don't understand that. Yeah. The Falcons. It's been a minute, but you've been doing pretty good. Doing pretty good so far. It is against a backup center and a backup left tackle, but we take what we can get. We take what we can get. And what I can get is hopefully some good offense. No touchdowns, but good offense. Mm-hmm. Also, let's see here if I have this correct. Let me check and see. So obviously, the Thursday night football game is going to be Cheeks, more than likely. Um, Bills versus Dolphins, and then this Monday night game, obviously we do the Texans and Buccaneers. But looky there, Dandy Vandy did get ranked. Dandy Vandy. Let me look at the rankings. I didn't realize they dropped, and obviously Notre Dame's still ranked. A lot of people are gonna be upset about that, but I kind of figured that was the way. Texas number 10, Oklahoma number 11, Alabama number 14. Wait, that's not right. We're still ranked. Look at there. Auburn's still ranked 22. Missouri's 23. Notre Dame's 24. USC finally got ranked. Do we have a rank for Mississippi State? No, we don't. Maybe I should them be ranked, but they're not going to be ranked. I was looking at the college games that I was trying to figure out what I was going to be streaming. Let me just look at the schedule. Hurry it up. Please. Let me see exactly what games I'm going to be streaming on Saturday, the 20th. If my computer will hurry it up. All right, so week 4. I'll talk about that in a second. First down 10 from the 17-yard line. Michael Penix Jr. in pistol formation. Got 2 tight ends to the left. Going to be hands Bijan Robinson off to the right side and gets about 2 yards there. Second down and 8. All right, so I'm probably going to be streaming the. I don't really like any of the 12 o'clock slate games, so probably not going to do this 12 o'clock slate. Second down 8 from the 19-yard line. Michael Penix Jr. in pistol formation. 2 tight ends to the left. Going to be handoff Bijan Robinson, who's going to cut inside and get up to about the 24-yard line. It's going to be third down about 3. Okay, so on ABC is the Auburn versus Oklahoma game. I want to stream that one, so hopefully I can. Hopefully I can find a place where I can be able to stream that one. And then for the night game, there's not really a night game that I want to stream. Like I said, I'll try to stream the Auburn-Oklahoma game if I can. If not, then I won't stream on Saturday. All right, third down 2. Michael Penix Jr. drops back the pass, throws as be completed to none other than Drake London. Goodness gracious. Can you imagine Drake May as a tight end? So, 8 minutes left to go in the 4th, and a crucial first down for the Falcons as they continue to try to bleed this clock. All right, so from the 35-yard line, Michael Penix Jr. going to be in pistol. 2 tight ends to the right with Tyler Algier in the backfield. Going to be Tyler Algier, who's going to try the right side and gets about 2 yards. However, there is a flag, and more than likely it's going to be a hold. So backing this up. 7:23 left to go in the 4th. Yep, holding on the offense. Is that Jake Matthews? Yep, on Jake Matthews. It's enough, but it's kind of a light hold. It's more of a graze than anything. First down and 20. Still 15-6. 7:10 left to go in the 4th. Michael Penix Jr. has everybody spread out. Except tight end help pass protect. Throws a quick ball to Drake London, who's going to get to the 40 and is going to get the first down up to the 46-yard line. And the Vikings are selling hard. So, 6:50 remaining in the 4th quarter. Still another first down from the 46-yard line. Why are you so far off? And oh my gosh, that kind of ticks me off. Isaiah Rodgers, you're not just pushing. You're not just pushing. You grab, you hold, you wait for other people to come around you. Why you push? From the 46-yard line, first down 10 from the pistol formation. That takes me off. Hand off to Tyler Algier, who's going to get up to about the 49-yard line. Nice gain there of about 3 yards. And it's going to be second down and about 7. I'm just going to push. Murphy, number 59 for the Vikings are down. So we're going to take a little commercial break. 6:14 remaining in the game. Just going to push. And then the NFL games, I'll have to check and see what Paramount Plus is going to allow me to stream. So that's what I have to watch on. But what games I would like to stream? Let's see. Oh, goodness gracious. Sakes alive. Let's see. Ooh, is this on CBS? Please tell me it's on CBS. Not available in my area. Dadgummit. I was seeing the Texans and Jaguars was in my area because that'd be nice. But it's not. Let's see. Here are Rams and Eagles. Are they going to be? I already know Falcons, Panthers are going to be on Fox, unfortunately. That's on Fox. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Falcons, Panthers. I'll just go ahead and check, but I know it's going to be on Fox because that's what it usually is on. Wow, such a surprise. First, let me hop. Oh, baby Steelers, Patriots. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll let y'all know on Thursday. More than likely, I'll know. Maybe Broncos Chargers in the afternoon slate. That'd be nice. And Chiefs Giants on Sunday Night Football, of course. But then Lions Ravens on Monday Night Football. So at least a good Monday Night Football game. Okay. So 6:14 left to go in the fourth. Second down and 6. Still down 50-6. Was that a Taylor Swift skull? I think it was. I think we spotted it. All right, so clock continues to run down. From the 49.5-yard line, second down 6. 2 tight ends to the left. Now going to send Warner in motion over to the right. Going to be Hannah Tyler's year. He's going to try the right side. He's going to get outside, going to get the first down, and stay. He didn't stay in bounds. 5:36 remaining in the fourth quarter. And the the Falcons are in field goal range. Dallas Turner, but you got to know to stay outside. It's a great job, Drake London, for him on Byron Murphy. But if you're edge rusher, keep outside. Force him back inside. 5:10 left to go in the fourth. From the 37-yard line. Going to be another Hannah Talagier who's going to try the middle. He's going to get up to the 30, up to the 25, up to the 21-yard line. Under 5 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. And this game is pretty much over. Because the Vikings cannot stop the run. So first down 10 at the 21-yard line. Falcons are running. I said Darnell moving to motion. Going to be a handoff once again. Talagier, who's going to try the middle and gets about 2 yards there. So second down at 8, 4:17, and a timeout is called by Minnesota. It's almost as if, why in the world didn't you go for it? Like, I get it. You were at like your 25-yard line. But you went for it once when you're on your 35 and you didn't get it. And then you went for it again when you're on like your 40-yard line. So, I'm just mentioning the fact that you've gone forward on 4th and 1 and you decide to, not to do it again. All right, they're showing the little mask. What is it called? Black mask or something like that? or yeah, black phone too. That's what it is. He's back. Brr, 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 brr. I don't know. I remember when it came out. I didn't watch it though, but it's got Ethan Hawke. He's the guy with the mask. Who reuses a paper towel like that? I'm just gonna wet it, then I'm gonna dry it off, and I'm gonna use it again. We could be up 100 with 1 minute left, and I will still be stressing because you could forfeit the game. But yeah, you pretty much got this in the bag. Let's just say it would be an all-time choke, way more than that other one you had, if you lost this game. Like we don't even have to mention that other one because, like, it's improbable. But it would be way more embarrassing to lose this one. With everything that's going on right now, very embarrassing to lose this one. It would have to be like say like a fumble by Bijan, and in the next possession, like say they don't get the onside kick. Bijan fumbles again. Something like that happens, then it'll be like, wow, Atlanta. But that's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Bijan is in, by the way. 4:18 left to go in the fourth quarter. 15-6. Second down and 9 for the Atlanta Falcons. Michael Penix Jr. going to be in pistol formation. 2 tight ends to the left. Bijan behind him. Going to be handoff to Bijan off to the right side, who is going to get about 2 yards. Third down and 7. Please don't say anything positive. I'm not superstitious, but I'm pretty stitious. That's fair. You gotta be like a little bit. Like, there's like enough where you're like, what in the world? Are you comparing Michael Penix Jr. to Boomer Esiason? Because he's a left-handed QB, you might as well just say Steve Young at that point. Michael Penix Jr. kind of reminds me of Michael Vick, because both of them were left-handed quarterbacks, and they both played for Atlanta. I don't like doing NFL comparisons to prospects or even players in general, because everyone brings their own kind of different flavor. I will continue to doubt them because I need to keep my hope low. That is fair. You never want to keep your hopes up too high, because then you'll be devastated. So Michael Penix Jr. Shotgun formation, 2 times to the right. Going to be another handoff to Bijan, who's going to try to cut back again, and is going to get, oh my gosh, it's 4th and inches. 4th and inches. Timeout is used by Minnesota. 4:08 remaining in the 4th. Okay, so final timeout. 4th and inches. Bijan trying his hardest to try to get that first down, and almost gets it. Like I said, he's stopping on a dime. All right, so you're up by 2 scores. If you get this first down, then it's pretty much over. And they're going to sub out Bijan. Oh my gosh, Bijan's total yardage, 168 to 164 for Minnesota as far as total yards. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. All right, so Michael Penix Jr. under center. Tyler Algier in there. 2 tight ends to the left. Going to send Warner in motion over to the right, and that's going to be an offsides. Yes. Yep, encroachment. And it's going to be a first down for Atlanta Falcons. Offsides or encroachment? Either way. Neutral zone infraction, same exact difference. So on Jalen Redmond. All right, so from the 6 yard line, first and goal. Tyler, you're still in there. Just give him the ball. Give him the touchdown, please. Michael Penix Jr. going to be a handoff to Tyler, who's going to cut up in the middle and get about 3 yards there. So 4 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Actually, no, let me not do that. You know, give it some room for it to be able to breathe a little bit. So otherwise, it's going to shut down on me because it's an old computer. So far, this drive has taken up about 6 minutes. 3:40 remaining in the fourth, unless something crazy happens. All right, so second and goal from the 5. Michael Penix Jr. under center. Tyler in the backfield. Going to be a handoff to the right side, and Tyler just waltzes into the end zone. 3:22 left to go in the fourth quarter, and that's the first touchdown of the game. Falcons winning this one. I'm pretty sure the Vikings just let that happen, but all right. So extra points will make it a 16-point game with 3:22 remaining in the fourth. Kick is up, and kick is right down the middle. So 22-6, 3:22 remaining in the fourth quarter. Minnesota has no timeouts whatsoever. So yeah, it'd be kind of strange if they somehow won. Let me fix this. Goodness gracious. It's just there we go. All right. Over there. There we go. Well, no late game heroics for the Vikings in this one. No way that they can possibly ruin the lives of a lot of Falcons fans. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. No. Let's see. What are Vikings fans saying about this game? Let's see. Vikings are saying wonderful things about their team, for sure. Let's see here. At this point, Atlanta has 136 more rushing yards this week than last week. The largest game-to-game rushing improvement for the Falcons since weeks 14 to 15 and 2016. Yeah, that's pretty fair. Show me more. Fans are heading for the exits. Just not a competitive effort from the offense after the defense did everything it could to keep the Vikings in the game. Just sat there all night with Jerry and Lukey predicting every single play the Vikings ran correctly. That's somebody who, I don't know who that is. I really don't think the Falcons intended to snap that ball. I don't know what they're talking about before. Anyways, yeah, it's not looking good. Not looking good. Is it too much to say Parker Romo should start the rest of the year? I don't think so. I think that's pretty fair that Parker Romo has earned his job. 5 field goals, one like a 50-something yarder. I'm quick to want a player's jersey, but I might want one of his now. No, don't do that to yourself. Don't get Parker Romo. Don't spend that kind of money. Wait at least until after he has been on the roster for more than one game. Don't spend your money on that because that's what. Well, it depends on what avenue you're going through. Um, yeah, I'm sorry, Koo, but I don't see a future with for you. I hear Cleveland could use a kicker. They could. Um, but yeah, I wouldn't. Don't don't ever get a jersey until you feel very very confident that they're going to be with the team for quite some time. Because you don't want to buy a jersey and then you can't wear the jersey after like a year. Like, say you get a jersey of a player and then the next year they change their number. Sure, you never can quite tell that, but it happens. Um, or, if they're going to the last year of the contract or their 1 year contract, they cannot be picked up. And then you just got a jersey of a player who you're never going to wear anymore because why? Because they're not even on your team. So first down 10 at 30-yard line, JJ McCarthy drops back a pass, is against pressure, throws as we incomplete, try to get to Jordan Mason. So second down 10, 3:18 left to go in the fourth. If anything, Emmanuel, if you want to spend your money on a jersey, you could either go after a legacy player or you could go on a different person who is on the team who is going to be in the future plans for the team, like a Drake London, Bijan, though both those are very expensive. Second and 10, 3:18 left to go in the fourth quarter, still 22-6. JJ McCarthy, shotgun formation, drops back to pass, and is going to throw to the right. Check down to TJ Hogson, who gets up to the 40 and gets out of bounds at about the 44-yard line. So at least something positive. Stop showing Kirk Cousins. We get it. He's not starting. He has not even gotten to play. So why are we talking about Kirk Cousins? I get it because you're showing the last 5 seasons, the Atlanta Falcons have had a different starting quarterback. JJ McCarthy drops back to pass and avoids the pressure, rolls up to his right, and is throwing on the run. Caught, and that's going to be up to the about the 37-yard line is Justin Jefferson. I wish him the best. I loved him when you were good. I'm the first to give players grace for playing bad, but I can't excuse it anymore. Maybe he starts the game again, but I'm struggling to see it. Yeah, it would have to be Parker Romo have a really bad game for Koo to start again. So JJ McCarthy drops back to pass and takes a deep shot, and it's going to be picked off. Jesse Bates. No, Xavier Watts with the pick. And there was a flag, but I think it was against the offense, so it's probably going to be declined. And that's pretty much going to be the game. Yep, illegal shift. Illegal shift on Adam Thielen. And Xavier Watts with the game-sealing interception. So Minnesota has 0 timeouts. If Atlanta can get a first down, then the game is over. I mean, the game is already over. But if they can get a first down, then just run out the clock. 22-6, 2:35. I don't think they're going to commercial break. Good. And Xavier Watts is carrying his first interception in the NFL. I'm still so mad y'all got Xavier Watts. I loved him coming out of Notre Dame, and the fact y'all got him in the third round, which I'm so happy with who we got in the second and third round. Both Nick Scorton and Prince Mamielin look good, but I loved him so much. So Tyler Algier in the backfield will be a handoff to him, who is going to break free up to the 10-yard line. So it'll be second down and 3. Going to take that to the 2-minute warning. I mean, it was a bad throw to Justin Jefferson. I might just buy a bootleg of the niche players I like. That's fair. There's a store near me that sells very acceptable knockoffs, but they probably don't have a Parker Romo. Maybe not. Well, maybe after today. Maybe after today, they might have a Parker Romo because he had a pretty good day. So check up this week, maybe, because I mean, like you're in Georgia, so like I would expect them to have probably something of like new players that have done well. Because you got that. Was it DH Gate is one that I've heard of. Um, there's some on like Amazon too. I cannot express how much I love this rookie class. Watson Bowman, you are single-handedly making my week better and lowering crime in Atlanta. There you go. Uh, I just, the fact that Terrified now has gotten a lot of grace because like last year, what ended up happening, he was in the hot seat, and technically it still doesn't make sense for the whole Kirk Cousins situation. And now it looks better because Michael Penix Jr. is good, and your rookie class looks to be really good. But that man on draft night was the most hated man alive. Well, no, he was the most hated man in Atlanta. That's what I want to say. He was the most hated man in Atlanta because other people loved him. Everybody else in the NFC South loved him. Don't let this be a long 2 minute warning, please. These, not all the Sunday night games, but well, not all the Sunday night games. There's only been two. But this one has been. I don't know the best way to put it. It's just been very draining because it's just like I don't know. Not been really exciting. So from the 10-yard line, two tight ends to the right, Micah Penix in the center. Going to be another handoff to Algier, who is going to get about a yard. So it's third down and two. I was concerned about starting rookies, especially since there were late round picks and our first rounders didn't start. I don't care anymore. This class is single handedly saving Terry's behind. It absolutely is. Um, like I said, there's no way that you survive if the rookie class is not good immediately when you trade for James Pierce Jr. That's the thing. Is like they're young, so you don't have to start them. But Billy Bowman is a great nickel. Xavier Watts, you have with veteran presence with Jesse Bates. So obviously Jesse Bates takes the lead. So you have really good players with the good veterans around them. And Tyler Algier is going to be short of the first down. So it will take it to about 28 seconds. Something like that. 28, 29 seconds. And they can just punt this ball away. A lot of sad faces for the Vikings today. And Lance is going to call a timeout once it hits that 1 second mark. Bam. So 28 seconds remain, 22-6. The Falcons are going to punt this ball away. Wait, Chiefs versus Giants is Sunday Night Football? Yes, it is ridiculous. It was ridiculous when they announced it. Why? Who decided that? Who decided that? That would be the New York Giants media, um, who obviously because it's New York, they got to be in prime time, even though they suck and they've sucked for many many years. They got to be in prime time. Who wants to watch the most disliked team in the league beat down a glorified UFL team? You know, I'm sure a lot of people because unfortunately the New York Giants have a huge fan base and the Chiefs have a huge fan base. So it's probably going to be watched a lot unless it's an absolute beatdown, which more like is going to be. And a fumble, and oh my lord, that's the game. 20 seconds remain. Vikings punt returner, call for a fair catch, bounce off his chest, and the Falcons recover. So Michael Penix Jr. gets to kneel it out. This has been a very, very boring game. I'm happy that Bijan didn't score a touchdown. Uh, oh, that poor baby. That poor baby's probably crying. Price, I mean, hits him right in the breadbasket and he drops it. Ugh. But yeah, Giants, Chiefs are Sunday Night Football. So that's going to be. I'll still stream that one. So, but 22-6 is the last, as the final score of this game. Atlanta moves to 1-1. Minnesota moves to 1-1. Atlanta is to go on the road and face face the Panthers next. Anyways, so I'll be streaming the Texans versus Buccaneers tomorrow. So be prepared for that. And then I might talk about the Raiders Chargers, but I know I'm be tired by the end of this. So yeah, man, I'm sure you're loving this game. Like I said, you get to see your Falcons in prime time. They actually won. They dominated the game as well. So it definitely helps. Yeah. Um, I'm trying to think of anything else I really want to talk about, but not really. Um, I'm just very tired. This game took a lot out of it because it was just kind of boring. Great defense battle. Totally not an offensive slug match. Yeah. All right. Well, like I said, I will see y'all tomorrow at about what time is the game at? I don't know, 7, 8, something like that. So I'll see y'all around then. And then hopefully I can get out one of my videos on either Tuesday or Wednesday. And then prepare for week 3.